Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tone Talk with Mark Uzansky and Dave Friedman. We've got an awesome guest tonight, really special guest, Billy Howerdel from A Perfect Circle. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for coming on the show, Billy. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Nice. Thanks for having me.
What's going on, Dave?
Not too much. Having a sip of tequila, although not exactly the brand I wanted to buy, but they didn't have it.
What's the brand? Case Azul is normally the one.
No. Not that's way long gone.
Oh,
out of my palate.
Okay. I'm sorry. What's the new one?
Well, no, normally it'd be like Tequila Ocho or Fortaleza, or I didn't want to pay for Fortaleza today.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, right? Yep. I'm on a El Tesoro or Ocho.
El Tesoro is amazing, although I don't have a close place that has it.
Oh, really?
Where do you get it?
I'll let you know. Right now, you know where you are, and it's not far away.
Valley Liquor or something out that way, or something, or there's
there's
one in Hollywood. I can probably get it.
Yeah, exactly. What is that? K&L Liquor.
K&L Liquor. Yeah, they have everything and great prices.
And that's an endorsement.
So now there we go. There's an endorsement for K&L Liquor in Hollywood.
I get 3 ice cubes for that. All right.
Absolutely. But we got Don Fulano today.
Oh, too hot.
That's cool. doing the Yingling, big cans.
Nice.
Yeah. That's
what did you get?
I had a party, and as a party gift, someone brought me some Clase Azul, which is not what it's that sweet. It tastes like a
what we just dissed a second ago.
Yeah, exactly.
That used to be Dave's thing, but apparently it's off the list now.
Yeah,
so.
It's been off the list for a few years now.
It's all right. It's just a little sweet. If you like tequila with a little sugar in it and vanilla and caramel, it's all right.
Hey, why not? Yeah. So thanks so much for rescheduling and coming back on the show. We appreciate you coming on. Probably
hot day.
What's that?
Even on this hot day.
Yeah, I hear it's hot.
I am letting everyone know I'm going to be dabbing my head and face because I'm sweating. I just got done working outside. It's like 103 degrees. So LA is a little brutal right now.
Yeah, it is a little bit brutal outside right now. I have not left my shop since 10-ish this morning. So, and it's a cool 72 degrees in here.
I was going to say your shop has good AC.
Yeah,
we have great AC. Fortunately, that was replaced several years ago, and actually, it's probably more than several now, and it's been great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Billy's got to.
You can literally get it so cold you got to turn it up.
Yeah,
even on the hot day. So
awesome.
You have air in there, right? In the studio.
What's that?
You got air in the studio, of course.
Yeah, but I turned it up last night trying to be a good boy because we're in a heat wave, and then came out here 30 minutes before this, and it's just now coming down,
starting to cool off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thought about that a little bit more.
It's rough.
Yeah. No, it's good. I'm down to 74, so I'm just still beating up.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, you're all right. All right. Well, it's Friday night, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to the show. We got tons of people in the audience already, and show's growing. Maybe we should just do our sponsors right now.
Yeah, let's just do those. Get them out of the way.
Yeah, sure. Well, first off, we've got a new sponsor. I don't know if you guys know. Have you guys heard of Legendary Tones? And they're our newest sponsor right now. Legendary Tones, the folks behind the Hot Mod V2 and the George Lynch, which is this one, the signature Mr. Scary Mod. These are pure tube modules. They give you that amp extra gain. It's basically an extra gain stage in your amp. And without stripping anyway character of the amp. Really, it's what you first fell in love with in the first place with the amp, but it's not going to change the tone.
It hot rods it pretty good if it's already hot rodded.
Yeah, well, if it's already hot rodded, yeah. But if you put it in an
preamp tube, is that just going to first?
Yeah, it goes in the cathode follower of say like you take a JMP or a JCM 800 amp.
Yeah.
Ideally, it's suited for that amp.
Mhm.
and you just stick it in the second tube slot of that amp, and it becomes like a modified amp, with more gain and more harmonics and everything. And it actually sounds great.
Yeah, cool.
It's a cool little box.
Yeah, it really adds more muscle and sustain to the amp, really, and a lot more gain.
And then for the people that want to do something stupid and put it in one of my amps, which is already have a lot of gain and everything, well, you can do that too.
Yeah. Put it in the EVH head and see what happens, or the 50. Yeah.
I don't think you can put it in that amp because it doesn't have a cathode follower.
Okay. That amp is hot, man.
Yeah, I don't even know how it would sound with that in there, but
yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
Put the gains on 2, and then it's still maybe too much.
No, I put the gain. I'm using it right now. I'm just trying it out, but it's like my gain, which is normally here. I have this thing just on at like 0.1, and that's my high gain.
Yeah.
Channel 2. It's hot. It sounds good, but it's hot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So guys, if you want to make an easy mod to your amps, you can check out legendarytones.com. They'll walk you through, each of the different products and what works for what. So definitely check out Legendary Tone. It's legendarytone.com, by the way. Oh, it's legendarytones.com.
You almost got it wrong there the first
No,
time you're doing it.
On my paper, it says legendarytone.com, but it's tones. I pull it up on the website. So, so it's really going to improve the sound of your amp. So check it out. All right, guys. Thanks for Legendary Tones for being a new sponsor. Also, we've got Sweetwater, and so
Where
guys,
everyone buys their gear.
Exactly. Billy, have you checked out Sweetwater?
Yeah, I've used it
many times, I imagine.
Yeah, I've done it. I've definitely done it. We've got some in town favorite vendors that I usually go to, but like I've used them, for several times. They're the big dog, but a good one. Isn't a diff. They're the CarMax of.
Yeah,
it's true. They are the CarMax of guitar.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm about to sell my car to CarMax, so I've been told nothing but they're another
That's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, they're like a class act. They're just like there's no bullshit. You just go in. And
I bought 2 cars from CarMax.
Yeah, and
both experiences are so easy. It was not even just like, okay, we're done.
I just got my quote. I'm about to go dump it off.
Yeah, they make it easy, and so does Sweetwater. Sweetwater makes it easy.
Get back to Sweetwater.
So they, check out all these guitars that they have. This is the guitar gallery I was just checking out. But if you go back, they got it broken out by all the different types of guitars, kids guitars, left-handed guitars. Let's look here because
you're backwards.
I'm selfish and backwards, exactly. So let's see, what's the newest arrivals? So yeah, guys, they've got the 55-point guitar inspection. It's all guitars are put in a climate-controlled warehouse. You can get unique guitar photos of every guitar. They're packed with care. Look at that, a Kramer Pacer. So yeah, check out Sweetwater. We have an affiliate link down below our video. If you click on that, purchase anything using that link, it gives us a little kickback to the show, keeps the show going for us. And so check out Sweetwater. They also have financing. I think it's 36-month financing. So all kinds of stuff at Sweetwater. So, and Labor Day sale, check that out. So check it out, guys.
It is about Labor Day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming up. So, all right. So check out Sweetwater, and also fixpedalboard.com. Please check out Fix Pedal Boards.
Fixpedalboards.com for all your little pedal board accessory needs. And Thomann in Europe for basically the Sweetwater of Europe. Thomann,
the CarMax of Sweetwater of Europe.
Yes, exactly. You got it.
Oh man, next time I go.
All right. Well, we want to thank our sponsors for the show, and thanks so much. All right, back to Billy. So, Billy, are you close to Dave? You guys?
Yeah,
close. Yeah, we're pretty close. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And you guys go way back, right? How long have you guys known each other?
Really long time.
Did we say 30 years? Maybe 30.
Might be before.
Or What year?
When I first meet you, was it when you worked for
Probably Fishbone, maybe.
Fishbone? It was Fishbone, which was before Guns, right?
Oh yeah, way before that. Yeah. Or Faith No More. I can't remember the first time because you were on
Fishbone would have been Fishbone, I think.
when you were on Weddington, when you were right by rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if and you like we used to rehearse at a lot of people did at Leeds rehearsal on Weddington. Now it's a bunch of apartments in North Hollywood, but that was ground
It's a
zero.
shame.
Yeah, I love that place. I love that.
Those rooms sounded amazing.
They're amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, just you played a guitar amp on the stage in the big room or any of the rooms really, and you're just like, well, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, I wrote the package in that room. Just me and a drummer, this guy Lucy. You know Lucy.
I know Lucy.
We were just playing a simple beat, and like that room was just so explosive and open, and it was just amazing. Like it was just, yeah, I miss it. I definitely miss it. And NRG's still there, right? They're the holdout across the street.
Yeah, they're still there.
Yeah,
still owned by Jay Baumgardner.
Yeah.
At least for now. I heard it might be up for sale.
Yeah.
What place is this?
NRG Studios.
NRG Studios. Was a big rock studio for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Practice studio or actual?
No, recording studio.
Recording studio. I got
it. Real nice rooms, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, but we go back. It must have been Fishbone.
Yeah, I think so.
Had to have been Fishbone, but
yeah, which would be, well, that'd be really far back. Well, Fishbone, I worked until like 93 or 94.
Yeah. So you were a tech for them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Billy was a guitar tech.
Yeah, I wasn't good enough to be in Fishbone, that's for sure. Yeah, they're like good
I'm
sure. Jamming at Soundcheck, that was fun. And
was 9 Inch Nails before that?
No, my whole trajectory was like starting with the Throbs. I don't know if you guys heard of the Throbs.
I remember the name. I don't.
They were like a DGC Geffen signing. They were like a Black Crowes meets Guns N' Roses meets kind of New York Dolls. It was cool. It was good. Worked for them first. That was a short-lived band. They kind of got, they kind of imploded or self-destructed a bit. And then went on to Fishbone for years. And then Smashing Pumpkins and Faith No More and 9 Inch Nails and David Bowie.
Excuse me, sorry.
So it sounds like once your name gets known out there, you're like, oh, you should get this guy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's how it works generally, for sure.
What's so funny, I mean, we'll get into this. I mean, we're older, so it's like time compresses for us now, but back then, I mean, I started working in the business like 88, but started touring in like 91. From 91 to 97, that was like a long stretch. Like I toured that whole time. And now there's so many roadies that work for us that are like, that's dropping the bucket. They're doing like 12 nomad years with paying no rent and doing it. It's like, I just remember that being a very, that was a long time with a lot of history going on from, in the 90s.
So the trajectory started at the Throbs.
Yeah. And
then moved.
Yeah, I was hazed in the Throbs for sure. That was my very first tour.
Okay.
And Richard Cole, the tour manager, you guys know your Led Zeppelin history at all?
Yeah.
Richard, the tour manager for Led Zeppelin, that there was some naughty story back in the day about some maybe 200 grand going missing, and Peter Grant.
Right. So he worked with Peter Grant, right?
I think so. So that was the first tour I was on. This was him, sticking his head out of the hole to go do another tour. And that was cool to get educated, the very old guard kind of having me come on and learn the ropes from those guys. So yeah, it was cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. First day landing in LA, stepped off the tour bus, wiped my eyes, like woke up, went in to load into the whiskey for the band. And then he goes, "You never been to LA? Let me take you." We walked up the street to the Rainbow. Lemmy is the door guy. He's like, "Hey, what's it?" And then John Entwistle from The Who meets us for lunch. And then there were I just sitting at lunch, seeing these old timers, which were probably younger than me at this point, recanting stories from the 60s and 70s and just going on about, "Oh, remember that booth over there with fucking Janis Joplin or whatever," like it was just amazing. So,
oh man, that must have been great.
Yeah, it was.
Geez, that's a great memory.
It was a tour just to have him, kind of shepherd you through the process.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Great.
And the Throbs, were they? What kind of band were they?
Like I said, they're like it was. I would say it was firmly in the Black Crowes kind of territory. A little bit of Lenny Kravitz kind of aesthetic and sensibility, but like Guns N' Roses kind of, if there was 3 Izzy Stradlins in there and like, like
Yep.
dirty, and it was cool. Good
That's
sounds.
cool.
I think Bob Ezrin produced that record. Little Richard played keyboard on that record.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't there for the making of the record, but yeah.
Now I got to look it up.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it. It's very late 80s, early Sunset Strip kind of, but with that cooler edge of, that Black Crowes kind of cool stuff.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
So then what happened after that? So after you did that,
After that, they imploded. I, came home and put my work box in storage and asked the guy, "You guys know anything going on?" He said, "Yeah, somebody's looking for a tech." This was like the day I got home. They go, "Yes, somebody, I can't remember." And I just had driven past CBGB's in New York City, and there was 2 tractor trailers out in front of CBGB's. And anyone knows how small that room is. I was like, who the hell would bring 2 tractor trailers in there? Came back to the storage place. He goes, "Oh yeah, it's Fishbone. They're at CBGB's tonight. Go talk to this guy, Fedge." So I went in there, and it was pretty good. We're allowed to swear, right?
Yep.
oh yeah,
Oh shit. I went there. I walk in the door. He says, "Go ask for Fedge." I asked for Fedge. Fedge, the crew's setting up. He points the stage. He goes, "See that asshole on that tech and that asshole? I want to fire those 2 guys, and I want you to do their job. Can you do this?" He said, "Go look at the equipment. Tell me if you can do it." I looked at it, all foreign to me. I mean, this was like with the Throbs, they were super old school. That first gig I did was Les Paul with a wah pedal into a Marshall, period. That's it. This was like, these were huge racks. These were, Frank Zappa level or whatever, level racks. I just went and wrote it all down what it was. And I said, "Yeah, I can do it." And go, "Cool. You'll start in 2 days. Drive up to Connecticut," because I was in New Jersey at the time. I went to Sam Ash Music in Paramus, New Jersey, and just pretended I was a rich kid. I was going to buy all this gear. And I had this poor salesman walk me through everything. H3000s, TC2290. They had ART, 31 band equalizer with a TV screen in the bottom. It was just such over the top rigs. 2 Mesa Mark IV. That was just in one guitar rig. And then the bass rig, Norwood's bass rig, had 2 H3000 harmonizers, all with custom Bradshaw switchers.
oh my god,
So I get to Connecticut on day 1. I get there and I open up the cases, and the sound guy goes, "Oh yeah, Angelo spilled a beer on Kendall's guitar rig last night, so it doesn't work." It's like, oh my god, I barely put down the thread, I really don't know what I'm doing yet. And there was a strip bar next door, so I went and got one of the strippers' hair dryers to try and dry it off. That really didn't work. We tried the rice trick inside it was gone. So, and there was no backup of it. And it was just a Bradshaw custom, pedal board with internal like loop switcher in the back. So I just borrowed some pedals from the sound guy that he had in his duffel bag in the bus. And that's how we got through the first day. It was a very nerve-wracking first day, but that was like, things only got easier from there. That was about the worst tech day of my life. So.
wow, that's thrown into the fire right there.
Fully, but they were super cool. I mean, they were troopers about it. So they can get through with whatever. There wasn't the prima donna vibe.
Right.
That's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
So at this time, were you also an aspiring guitar player as well, and trying to form a band on your own, or you're
not trying to form a band yet, but always writing. It's funny. I'm starting to not sweat anymore. After going to the storage place today, I pulled out my old Porta Studio 4-track recorder, and that's mainly what I was doing, just recording demos on that thing. And so always, the idea, even before I started working for bands, was I got an idea. I'll work for bands, learn the ropes, be less clumsy when it's time for me to do my thing, and learn what to do and what not to do. And then I just really enjoyed that part. There's half of my brain that's very, there's the left and right brain are pretty equal for me. So I like the tech part. I like working in service of the show. Also, like, getting lost in the flow of creation. So it's like, it was good eventually when I got to do my own band, but I was always writing music when I was a tech on the road. But I was that insufferable, roadie that had a guitar and a recording case, which is, about that high, about that wide, that had a 4-track and some speakers and a, Rocktron Chameleon and a SR16, Elisa's drum machine, and a little microphone. And I just recorded what would become Perfect Circle at those times. I mean, a lot of it was recorded or written back in the Fishbone days.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's great.
But I didn't really get the. I wanted to, I played in a high school cover band, but we had played like 3 shows. But we're talking like backyard party and a college dorm and 1 show at the Stone Pony. That was like in New Jersey. It really wasn't until the guy, Kendall, the guitar player in Fishbone, that came to me. It's so funny. He like ceremoniously goes, "What are you doing for dinner? I'm going to take you to dinner." So we went down to, dinner that night, and he squared me up. So like, "What are you teching for me for? I've heard your demos. What are you doing? Like, this is crazy." I was like, "Thanks." Like, it never really occurred to me to be able to do it. I was just like, gonna keep plugging along, working for bands. So he posed that maybe we get together and write some stuff. And, we had the beginnings of what would become a band. And then, he left Fishbone. There's a bunch of drama surrounding him. So it just didn't work out. So, but I do credit Kendall with like giving me, that wake up call to like, maybe we should really give it a shot. And it would be 6 years later till I took it that seriously, to really get off the road, saved up enough money to try and give it a shot. But then I started working with Guns N' Roses at the time. That was like 96, 97, I think 97.
Well, let's not jump that far. So right after Fishbone, you went to.
Right after Fishbone, I went to Smashing Pumpkins.
I think I remember some fond stories that you might have told me about that experience.
Teching for Billy?
Yeah, Billy and Darcy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was that?
Was it the story where you can't wear sweatpants or something? Or
yeah, there's
many stories of him.
I heard these stories. I heard it before I even got there, but I didn't hear it right before I got there. I'll tell you this: right before I got there, I know this guy Fred Christiani, who was a tech for a lot of big bands. He worked for Prince, and he goes, "I'm going to give you the Prince gig. I'm tired. I'm done with it. I can't take it anymore. He's difficult, but you're perfect person to deal with difficult." So
okay. Thanks, I guess.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. So then the Pumpkins gig came up, and I didn't know anything about Smashing Pumpkins really, other than I heard a little bit of the music, but not much. And I go, how bad could it be? Like I know Prince is going to be tough. This is going to be crazy, but yeah. So I went there, and it was wild. First and only gig I got fired from.
Yes.
But I heard that wasn't, and then I realized it wasn't uncommon. This was a common kind of scenario that there was someone who was just fired or about to be fired. So
just constant drama.
I did hear a story about someone where Billy threw his 4x12 at the tech.
He can't pick up a 4x12. What the hell are you talking?
Maybe that's not. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, that would suck. That would be a bad day.
Yeah. So how long did you work for Smashing Pumpkins for Billy?
A couple of weeks.
Wow.
It wasn't too long. Trying to remember. It was Lollapalooza. They were doing Lollapalooza, so we just did rehearsals, couple warm-up shows, and then some dates on Lollapalooza. I don't even remember. I was just it was some years ago, but I was talking to the tour manager that I bumped into, their tour manager that was on at the time about this. Maybe it was a month. I might have been out there a month.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Going back to the Prince thing, did you ever work with him, or that?
No, never did.
Okay.
Never did. But it's crazy that tech Fred, who was working for him, just telling me the stories. We were kind of laughing about it, and it would have been cool, but um,
Yeah,
Yeah, there's good stories with him too.
yeah, he's very. I hear he's very particular.
yeah,
Yeah, very particular. So
particular. That's
So then you moved on from there to
from the Smashing Pumpkins thing. Let's call it. I got fired on a Monday. I flew back to LA, checked myself into the Roosevelt Hotel, which wasn't as fancy at the time, but that was like one of the roadie hotels in town. Got a poolside room and had a party. This is like I had nothing to do. I had no job. I just like had 30 people over, and there's like, if anyone has been to Hollywood and been to the Roosevelt, it's like pretty schmancy. I don't know if it still is, but it certainly was 10 years ago.
It's schmancy now, yeah, still.
Yeah. But it was great. I had a huge party, and my friend had another friend. Her name was Britt, and she worked for Nine Inch Nails. She was like Den Mom from Nine Inch Nails. And we kind of hit it off, and she goes, "Hey, I work for a band Nine Inch Nails, and we're thinking about getting Trent his own tech because this guy Tracy was doing both Robin and Trent." So I go, "Great." And she goes, "Can you start right away?" And it became like, I left like the next day to go to Atlanta to fly to Atlanta to start doing rehearsals. And it was right before they did Woodstock. So it was at that time. So I went from Pumpkins right to Nine Inch Nails. And there was the story I might have told you, Dave, was like there was some crazy some misunderstanding. Like I ordered a 4x12 or whatever, a triple rectifier for Trent once I went to Nine Inch Nails the next week, and Mesa Boogie had switched my name over, so Pumpkins got billed, and then
whoops.
Bill Ramey told me about this, and he goes, "Yeah, it was cleared up before it even started, but somebody in the band took it as if it was on purpose," and it was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
but but this is Nine Inch Nails on the breaking era.
Oh yeah,
where they destroyed everything.
Yeah, and so day one. I get there day one. We're in rehearsal. I open up a fresh guitar from Rhythm City. That's where we got all. So Rhythm City was like the Sweetwater of the time. It was in Atlanta. They had mega stock of guitars, and got a brand new. My Cinnaburst guitar that I play, my number one, is the guitar I'm talking about. It was. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna show you. Day one. This is day one. I cracked the thing up out of the case, and I'm putting in. I'm soldering something, and I dropped the solder gun right here.
Yeah,
there. Right. I mean, as if it. I was mortified. I was like, "Oh my god!" My first minute touching the guitars, and I've never done anything like this. I dropped it on there, and the tech next to me. I mean, it was like literally a scene in MASH where they're like, "Dude, if you think that's bad, don't even worry." They're like, "Don't worry about it at all. Like, you wait till tonight till you see what happens," or when the first show happened. And like clockwork, this guitar just got launched up into the truss, hit the truss, came down, broke off the headstock. I repaired it. It got ripped off again. The headstock got pulled into the crowd. Somebody took the headstock, so that guitar sat without a headstock for a while. Another Cinnaburst color one, because I went through something like 130 guitars, and I got another one that the body was just mangled, that the truss rod got spidered out. So I just Frankenstein them together, and that's my guitar, which is at the wrong angle. It's not at the proper angle. It's a little bit too flat. But once you put that kicker, and I didn't know what I was doing. I repaired a lot of guitars, but I wasn't like a fine guitar builder. I just got it to work, and I put it on like whoopsie. Once you put that adhesive, that
epoxy,
it's like you don't have much time. And
whoop.
Yeah, whoops. So
that Les Paul is, the one. That guitar sounds amazing.
It's amazing. It's the best sounding one of all the ones, because Trent said, "Take any three guitars you want," and that was one. That was one of the three.
Wow. And
Yeah.
2 neck breaks or more than that.
Oh my God. I would say that guitar neck has been, and I've broken it in Perfect Circle maybe 6 times.
Oh, you have?
Oh yeah. I broke it really bad in Berlin in 2017 or 18. Oh man, I hogtied myself. I'm still on a cord. This last tour was the very first tour I've done with a wireless. Very first time I've actually done it. But I've been on a cord like except this last Sistanta tour that we just did. I hogtied myself. I was like running across the stage, and the cord got wrapped around both feet, and I went flying on my shoulder. Guitar went and broke. So the headstock came off, but it also broke out like a 1 foot section, good, 3/4 of an inch across, right almost to the truss rod. I mean, it's yeah. So Eric Gorst just fixed it, so it's been good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know it had broken past the time that I was.
Yeah, many times. And it actually got unglued. It sat on the runway in Australia, I guess, on cargo for apparently all our stuff got left out for 2 days in the cargo container, and the glue just came undone. My tech had to fix it then. That was 2004. So there's been some boo-boos, yeah.
It's still kicking.
It's still kicking.
That's my one.
What pickups do you have in there?
Stock Anderson, and I'm pretty sure. I used to say 3+ in the bridge, but I think it's a 1+, and then the neck is a 0- or something.
Is it a 1+? I thought it was a 3+.
Well, whatever's online is correct in that. What's that website that has everybody's rigs on it?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
where they got the back.
I'm pretty sure it's a 3+. That's what I remember, and I've been around that guitar very long time too.
Yeah, maybe it is. It's pretty hot, but the neck is definitely not as hot, for sure.
Yeah, the thing about that particular guitar and those particular pickups is those particular pickups. I don't know, on a normal guitar, I don't know if I love those pickups or ever did, but they were these big pull piece Tom Anderson pickups he used to put in all the guitars at the time, but with the tuning,
right,
and that guitar, it just works.
Yeah, they're bitey. Those pickups are bitey, right? They're mid-rangey, mid-forward, very.
I think with the heavy strings, that pickup works really well. I think that's the concept, at least in my head. That was the concept,
Yeah, I've got one of those Les Pauls. I have it in standard tuning. It's even more Frankenstein than that one, but it's it's 10 to 52s. It sounds good, but it sounds a little phasey, like not out of phase, but a little bit thinner.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's the wood or it's that.
Probably the tuning,
maybe. Yeah.
And still, it's still not your string set that you use.
Yeah, I'm
C sharp.
I'm 13 to 56.
Yeah. Wow.
Which sounds heavy, but it's not.
It's not a C sharp.
Yeah, it's 10.
Right. True. Yeah.
Right. Ish.
Sounds great.
Like that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're working for 9 Inch Nails, repairing everything that's broken.
Yeah. Yeah, I got good at
the hard hat gig.
Battlefield triage. That's all it was. I used Carbondo all the time. I used Carbondo to fill in the parts that were broken out. Like big hunks of wood would be gone. I mean, we're not talking about little falls. Like this was. Go watch the Can I do another endorsement? The Closure video, not Closer. The Closure video is like a home video from Nails. That really does capture what it felt like to be out there. It was, I don't know. I mean, who knows if something will be like that in the future, but I've never even heard of anything like the Downward Spiral tour in 94, 95.
There was another tech that worked for him later that said, yes, this gig requires a hard hat.
Yeah. Oh, I would always be doing that
because there was stuff coming down, literally going to hit you in the head.
I mean, if you looked at that set, if you look at the Woodstock footage when they're all covered in mud, and that's kind of when Nails blew up, right? It was the moment that kind of accelerated their their fame. They had Closer on the radio, and then that performance was just, career changing. I'm like kneeled in sprinter ready position right behind the 4x12, right behind Trent. And so in a normal show, that show is really lit, but in a normal show, they had strobes going all the time, and Trent would throw the mic stand with the 10-pound weight on the bottom, and all you could do, because you can't see in a strobe situation where something
Right.
is. It's in infinite space. See, there's no way to tell where it is. So you're just praying. And Chris, the drummer, got hit in the head and split his head open. Like, I don't know how
Chris
many.
Renna?
Yeah, Chris Renna.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always a thing. I got cut up a lot from the keyboard springs. Those DX7s, they would shred the DX7s, and the DX7 keys were loaded with these metal, really sharp springs, and they would just ricochet. They would just go everywhere, and you're just hoping it didn't hit you in the eye. It was wild.
Crazy.
So any other thing I've ever done, like any gig I did after that, was just boring. I mean, when I went from the Nails gig to Bowie, and it was awesome. I mean, it was working with David Bowie, which we can get into, but just the show was a snoozer compared to that. I mean, you just like, I was asleep. It was like you were a speed freak, and then just all you're left to is drinking chamomile tea, and you're like, oh my God.
Right.
It was rough.
So then you moved on from Nails to Bowie.
Yep.
Doing
seamlessly, yeah, because they toured together. So
right. Oh yeah.
Did they really?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, it was Nails, and then it morphed into the Bowie show. There was no set change. It was a gentle, there was 9 Inch Nails with 5 guys, and then Bowie would come out for a song, and now there's 6 people on stage, and now 3 more from Bowie came on, and 2 more left from Nails, and then finally it's just Trent and Bowie's band.
Wow.
And it just continued on with Bowie. So it was cool. So I worked for Trent, and then I wound up working for Reeves Gabrel as a guitar player in Bowie. And I had the best gig in the world. I set up the Nails gig, and I transitioned into Bowie, which I didn't have to set up. And then at the end of that, they broke down. So I only have, it was the easiest.
Double dipping.
I double dipped. My girlfriend at the time, I taught her how to be a guitar tech, and she teched for Trent on the loadout. And then I just went over and white gloved it in Bowie land.
That's perfect.
That is great. That sounds great. So how long did you work for Bowie?
Just that tour, the outside tour. So 96.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then when did you go out on your own? When did you decide to do that?
Well, right then, because I had saved then, I really socked away my money. I lived pretty simply, so I had saved some money, came to LA, broke up with said girlfriend, packed all my stuff in a car, went to a bar in Hollywood, and went to the Opium Den, I think, and bumped into Maynard. So Maynard Tool was the opening band for Fishbone back 4 years prior, like in 1992, I think they were opening, or 91 or 92. They were opening for Fishbone, so I knew those guys from that tour. Bumped into Maynard at the Opium Den in 96 when I got home, and had all my stuff literally in the back of an SUV, and just like I was going to go check in a hotel, and he goes, I got a room. I got a gym and an extra bedroom, so I could clear that out and you could move in there. So 2 days later, I moved in with him. That was just like the chance meeting of what.
Which was that house over by what was a Firestone at the time, or no, maybe it wasn't even Firestone. It was something else. At the
Video, if anyone knows the Valley, it was in North Hollywood, right where Odyssey Video is. Camarillo, Lancashire, Vineland.
Yeah.
So yeah, moved in with him, and
But then you took another tech gig.
Yeah, I begrudgingly, kind of. Robin Fink, who was in 9 Inch Nails, called me and said, I got a crazy phone call to go audition for Guns N' Roses. And, he goes, can you come with me? They want they said they want interesting guitar sounds. So that was sort of my thing. I'm not like the guitar luthier, but I can, know my way around effects. And that's kind of my angle. So I went down with him. I hit it off with Axel. He offered me a more permanent position there, but I really had to say, like, I really want to, try this music thing. I'm going to really focus my time on writing. but he made me an offer I couldn't refuse, kind of thing. And it became like, okay, can you do like 2 or 3 days a week? And then I started getting into the project. And after a few months, it turned into, well, I really want to see this through, and I really want to make this record happen for these guys. And so it turned into a 6 day a week thing. And,
but
and
the hours.
No, the hours were crazy. Well, in the beginning, it was just like I was there with the whole band, but then it morphed into, I was getting more like I was they were transitioning from being recording everything on D88, or, you remember the D88 or cassette multi-tracks. So you could do 8 tracks per. They had everything archived on there, and it was just so laborious. So we got into computer recording, and, I kind of brought the little I knew of computer world from Nine Inch Nails into their world. And so that's where we started building technology and with Guns N' Roses. But then I became working mostly for Axl at night. And that's when I was like, the band would work during the day, and then Axl and I would come in at 10, 11, maybe 12, maybe 1, 2, 3 in the morning.
And then this is the Chinese Democracy album? Which album is this?
Yeah, this Chinese.
This was the Chinese Democracy album that took 10 million years.
Yeah.
Long time.
I remember coming down to the complex, which is where you were, to see you. One afternoon or evening. I don't remember what the deal was.
I'm sure it was evening.
And helping you with some guitar rig something. I don't really remember what at this time.
Yeah.
Patching stuff together. And
Axl
thought he was going to play guitar, right?
Right. He was playing a little bit, but I mean, a lot of what he was playing was very experimental sounds, and it's like, you could kind of go either way. Like, if that's what tickles you and gets you out of bed, so to speak, in the morning creatively, then great. Like, I just always that thing. It doesn't matter if he's not the shredder. It's just like, if that's going to make you get the beginning of the part, or go over to the piano and play a part, or get on the vocal mic and have it be there. So that's everything was in the spirit of kind of, there was no limits. The budget was kind of unlimited there. The time seemed to be unlimited, which was great. But eventually it got to be a little bit of paralyzed by choices. There was a lot of everything going on. So, it was great, but it was also a little, I'm sure, frustrating for everybody, especially for those paying the bills.
Do you, oh my God, I can only imagine just going down there, the amount of money that was being spent was like ridiculous. I remember, it's funny, I remember running into a friend of mine that was working there at the time, that I was from Detroit originally, Mike Penketh, and he was working at the studio at the time, and he was like, hey, and I hadn't seen him in a long time. But God, does that facility even exist anymore?
Oh, I don't know. We moved from there to Rumbo up in the valley, up in like Reseda.
Oh shit, did I go there? I might have gone there too.
Maybe. That was like a proper recording studio. Complex, like that big open room.
Well, it was a big open room, but they did have proper recording studios also in the other rooms that were dotting around it, and
which we weren't in. We were just in one big room.
Yeah. Wasn't Bob Claremont down there too at one time or something?
I don't know. I've only known him being in Santa Monica, I thought, or something. I don't know.
I went down there so many times over the years before this, with back in the day with Andy Browers and stuff, and taking Steve Lukather to play on Alice Cooper's record or something, all sorts of different people.
Yeah, it was cool. There was the old Standbys studios, which, I don't know how many are still around.
Yeah, I don't even know if that whole facility even exists anymore. For all I know, it's torn down.
Yeah.
No idea.
So were you were teching specifically for Axl, or kind of like for the whole band, or how?
No, guitar wise, I initially came down with Robin, and then taking care of Axl's guitar rig, but more immediately into computers, getting into what, maybe Pro Tools hardware, but with using Logic to record, which was then eMagic, not owned by Apple yet. So I've been on Logic since 95, like 94, 95, 95.
Hmm.
Long time. I'm on my 30th year using Logic. So
Wow.
very biased. If we
You
talk
should
about-
be in an ad for them.
Yeah, exactly.
I almost, I did talk with this guy. Was it Greg Tees? He was at eMagic. We talked about, it wasn't Married to Known, but on 13 Step on our second record, about getting all our stems locked on a DVD that you couldn't extract except for in Logic from eMagic, and do a partnership. And that we were kind of underway, and then Apple wound up buying it out, and it just the deal kind of fell through. But we were going to first do like fan remixes. Like you'll get a free light version of Logic with all our stems, and go to town and do your thing. So it was in the works, but never really fleshed out.
So you were living with Maynard at this time, and you were working endlessly down at the complex.
Yeah.
So now I don't quite remember, when did that end?
I know. Well, it started in 97, but ended, beginning of September. I could almost tell you it's like September 9th of 99, something like first or second week of September of 99. And I know that because we did some early shows with APC. We played the Viper Room, and then the Opium Den, and Troubadour. We did Coachella. We were the very first band on the main stage of the first Coachella.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
That was our fourth show ever. Yeah. The very first band on the main stage of the first Coachella. It was in the fall.
So while you were working with Guns N' Roses, were you developing APC with Maynard at the time?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
At the house, right?
Full throws. Yeah.
Yeah.
Full throws of doing it. Yeah. Yeah. So
I remember being in your black bedroom.
Silver. It was
Silver. That's what it was.
I'm sure if I have some problems.
All silver.
It's not. I'm sure this is very not California sanctioned paint chemical compound. Like it was prop mirror. It's what you paint on something to make it a mirror. And I painted all my walls mirror. So it looked black. It was really cool looking, right? It was just like it took on whatever light was in there. When candles were lit, it was cool. But
and you drive your old BMW.
Yeah. Yep. Which
we go far back.
Yeah. I was thinking that's the last car I think I didn't have to sell.
And you drove that car forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good car.
It was a great car. 535i, 1988 or something like that. It was
Yeah, they'll last forever.
I bought it from some like gangster guy. There was another story that's boring. That's for another tequila, but yeah, it was scary. I was afraid about the whole thing. I think it was $4,400, and I gave the guy $3,500, and he said, "I'm good. You're good for it. If you're not, I know where you live, and people will hurt you." I'll never forget the guy's name.
Oh my God, that's great. Yeah. I didn't know that part.
Yeah,
I remember very distinctly sitting in your car and you playing me what was the first record before it obviously was released. And I remember just going, fuck, that's amazing. It was amazing listening to it in the car like that. And it was just like,
yeah, on cassette.
It's funny, years later I had a similar experience that I just remember, before something comes out, you hearing it, in a, whether it be a studio or something.
Yeah.
There's 3 experiences in my life that I remember doing that. One was a million years ago, and I was at a studio with the guys from the band Slaughter, right? And so it was like Red Zone Studios or something that was over in the valley or somewhere. And I remember hearing it through their first record through the big monitors in the studio.
Right.
And it was like crushing sounding. It was just like pounding, and it was like just sonically it was amazing sounding. And then I remember sitting in your car, and then the other time I remember was sitting in Jerry Cantrell's car hearing Black Gives Way to Blue record before it came out. And hadn't seen Jerry in a long time, and I was doing a guitar rig for him again. and hearing in his Escalade, and just like Nick Raskulinecz produced it, and just hearing, I remember specifically the snare sound, and it just had this thing, and you just like when it hit the snare, you're just like, oh, you know, when you get that feeling, just like, oh, that's good.
I've got one. I've got exactly this thing. Back to 1990, whatever. When did Dirt come out? Was it 91?
Yeah, something I remember. I made the guitar rigs for it.
So I went, Kendall, guitar player, two of the guys in Kendall and Nora were friends with the Alice guys. So we went down to El Dorado, and Jake Burton was recording that, and they just did the rough mix, which was very close to the original. They gave us the tape, and me and Kendall and his fiance and Norwood, and this guy Jeff, I think, we rented a convertible literally, and just went and rented a convertible and drove around LA and listened to it 4 times in a row. We drove to Venice, had the ultimate LA experience, like, listening to this new record in a convertible on a sunny, California day, going to eat oysters down on Venice Beach, and then keep listening to it around the city. It was amazing. It was
man, awesome.
Really a moment. Yeah.
That's a moment. But I mean, like all these things that we're talking about, it's just moments, and it's really special moments, really, especially when you look back on it. You don't realize, maybe you don't realize it quite at the time. It doesn't quite hit you, but as you get older, it hits you. You're just like, God, that was a special time.
I'm lucky. I'm very lucky in that it hit me. It definitely hit me. It was not lost on me. Like, I was very much like, I grew up in New Jersey. When I got to LA, I mean, it was just like, I couldn't believe what this place was. It just was so different and special. The currency of the city is the entertainment industry. So it's very different. And just something like that. It was just the restaurants available, or the billboards that were risque. You know what I mean? Like, it was just very different than everywhere else in the country.
Yeah, sure.
And
especially then, yeah.
And something like that, I was getting, early access to something that not everybody else did. It was really cool. Side note, when I heard Dirt and I went home to, we had the tape, and I was like trying to figure it out. That's why I play in C sharp, because I thought they were in C sharp standard. I didn't realize they were like E flat drop C sharp.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of where I stayed from that moment, trying to figure out Them Bones or Damn That River. Damn That River, I think, is one of the most important songs to me.
That's a great song.
Coming out of me wanting to, first just wanting to be firmly in the Susie and the Banshees, Cure kind of aesthetic, or, the Church, or like, the Cult, or like that kind of stuff. That song and its kind of tricky rhythm, and it was just so tasteful and cool and powerful. And I remember immediately changing our song called The Hollow, which is the first song on our first record, from a pretty, a waltz. I mean, it was definitely like a Cocteau Twins waltz meets, Nails meets kind of, I don't know, a little bit heavy, but not really. And as soon as I heard the Alice stuff, I was like, I'm biting that, like biting that stuff.
I got to make this different.
Yeah. It was just like I want to feel whatever this is making me feel. I want someone else to feel this way, about our music. What would become Perfect Circle, but that's years later.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you stayed to C sharp. Interesting.
Yeah. I never had a standard tune guitar until somewhat recently. I just kind of, have a few guitars now, so I put 2 in standard.
And how does that feel?
Foreign.
It's good to, if you're trying to figure out how to play someone else's music. And my son's starting to play guitar, and so we kind of flip back and forth. I have a challenge for him that he's gonna learn Bark at the Moon good enough so committee says it's right. Like, you could be in a
I can band. So if you film that, I'll send it to Jake.
Oh man, he's still got some work to do. This is like
so there's a really good tutorial. This guy Ben Eller,
Last night we were literally watching the Ben Eller thing.
Ben Eller's okay. So
His break-
he broke that down, and I actually, just because I'm friends with Jake, I sent it to Jake,
Awesome.
and I go, how'd he do? and he gave him props. He goes, he got it. He got it all right. It was right. I maybe he had one tiny thing, but like not.
And he
not
might
a
have
big
said
deal.
what Ben said in this tutorial, which is like, Jake does these impossible bends, and there's another way to play it that's a little less, arthritic, promoting.
Yeah, there is, but it doesn't sound the same.
Right. So yeah. So
He's young. He can stretch.
There's no way I can do it. I tried doing it. I watched that same video. The stretch is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a video out there where he somehow got roped into doing a clinic, which is not something he ever wants to do. And he got roped into doing clinic, and he explains what everyone gets wrong with it. Like there's a video out there, and he explains he just breaks it down, and each thing, and he goes, they get this wrong and they do this wrong, and I did it like this.
I think I geeked out on that. I think it's that there's an added like fourth or something on the bottom string that you really can't hear on the record, but it is there. It's like almost
his rhythmic. It's a weird thing. His rhythmic stuff was amazing. I mean, like what he did on that, a lot of stuff. It just had a thing. Yeah. And that's the way he wanted to present it, and that's the way it had to be that way.
Jake,
it's hard to play.
I started playing guitar in like 86, 87. So Ultimate Sim was the record that came out right. I picked up a guitar. Yeah. I mean, I was a huge fan. I mean, I'm a huge Randy fan and also a huge Jake fan. I don't know. That's, he's just and live. I mean, he was like an incredibly charismatic.
Yes.
I mean, larger than life player on stage, and not perfectly clinically. It's not Yngwie and it's not Paul Gilbert. It had complete style and just this. It was purely pissed off sounding to me. Like it was great.
Yeah, and there was even a little slop in it too. Like it wasn't absolutely perfect, and he'll even tell you to this day he did a video with us recently, and he was like, he goes, I was sloppy. I was always sloppy. I was just never that, he goes, because he was talking to the other guitar player that did the video at the time, and this Jordan Ziff, and he goes, I can't play sloppy. It's not in my DNA. I can't.
Yeah, Jordan's super clean.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
He goes, I can't even force myself to do it. He goes, it has to be perfect.
Right.
And he's looking at him and go, yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I'm not burdened with that problem.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, me either.
Hey, I'm taking a break.
Sure.
Yep, got it.
A quick one.
No problem. While he's taking the break,
there's a bathroom right around the corner from him, so
we got a super chat for you, Dave. Fowler 989.
I have no idea, but I don't know yet. We talked about it. I thought I was going to do it soon. I don't know yet, but I want to do it because I think it'd be fucking cool.
What was the deal with the new 100? I forgot.
If I came out with a new 100, I would, it would never be red. Never, ever, ever be red. And probably be a different color. Maybe purple. I'm not sure. And it would also not be the original amp exactly. It would be some added features to the original amp.
I see.
So, because the original amp was a limited production run of the first one, and I can't, that it was a limited production run, so they're collectible items, so I can't stomp on that. You know what I mean? We gotta make something different if we're gonna do that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And then also, how's the Dave's Choice coming?
Yeah, I got to do that too. I got to do a lot of things.
It's on the list, Fowler.
It's on the list, along with the possible rack mounted Billy amps.
We got to do something. We're talking.
I want to do that.
And he said for the new Jake amp, white with gold piping and and face plus Friedman in gold, cursively otters.
Okay, I don't know what you're saying, but cursive logo, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
It's too much. It's too much Marshall. Come on. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Of course, my logo was stolen from Marshall. So maybe not. Sorry.
Maybe. Okay. Cool. So when did the Naked amp come out with you guys? When did you start working on it?
98, right? I would say
I remember you trying them out at Leeds right after I made them.
Yeah.
So must have been.
You know, what's crazy is like how, not casual, but you had a JMP 1978 Super League 100 that you sold me for $700. I remember that. You're like,
I sold you that amp?
Yeah. You had it. You found it or you had it.
Fuck. I don't remember that. I don't remember selling you that amp. I remember modifying the amp, but
you sold me the amp and then you modded it.
So how that came about exactly was, I think you had borrowed or something, a Nailer amp from myself.
The Nailer, yeah. Where did I?
Superdrive 60. Maybe it had to do with Axel or something at the time.
I forget who.
But you borrowed from me a Nailer Superdrive 60.
Okay. Yeah, maybe Paul, who was playing with Nails with Guns N' Roses, had that, and I really liked it.
You really liked it.
Really liked it.
But did you want more power or something? Was that the deal? Or can you modify this Marshall to be like this?
I know what it was because I was happy with it the way it was, but to play clean and loud, that 60-watt amp was not cutting it. So I needed more power. So that's where you're like, I think I got the solution. So that's when you came up with
modify your Marshall to be
100-watt super lead.
It's essentially to essentially make the Nailer Superdrive 60 in a 100-watt format, but I didn't quite do it exactly like a Superdrive 60. So there were some alterations and stuff. So it was kind of a morph between the Superdrive 60 and a Marshall.
Well, and it's also, I wanted the amp to be faster, less forgiving, like a little more media, because that's what I loved about Adam from Tools Marshall. It's biased in a way that was just very immediate. Yeah. So that was really important.
I worked on that amp at least once over the years.
Yeah. So that combined with that Nailer and just having, a classic, good power section. That was it. And then the top too, it's the 1960 AV, right? The vintage 60, not the 1960A, but that's
for the cabinet.
Yeah, that's still the speaker I have to this day. And
you dabbled in some other things though. You had VHT cabinet, right? With greenbacks, right?
And I had a greenback. I still have it. I've got the basket weave 25-watt greenback Marshall cab. I had two VHT, which had the Pitbull 50 speakers in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I switched one of them to be greenback. So I've got 50s, 25s. That was the Meridome tour. I played that. And then I bought two of the bigger Recto cabs, which I think has vintage 30s in one and then greenbacks in the other one.
Okay.
I'm selling all this stuff, by the way. I'm selling those, the VHTs and the Boogie ones. That was part of the reason I was going to my storage place today to look through everything that, okay, if I haven't played
it, put up a reverb site or something that.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, is that the way to go?
What's the VHT? What is it?
Pitbull.
They're power amps or
no, just a straight cab.
Cabs.
Cabs. I see.
Cabs. I mean, like if you're going to sell things, I mean, I don't know. I mean, putting up a reverb store or something is not that it's your store and something is not a terrible idea. A lot of people do that, clearing out lockers and different things. But
shipping a cab is a big deal.
I know.
Well, yeah, it's a big deal. You need a box and you need the proper things, and
yeah.
yeah.
There's definitely a lot of cool stuff. I've got a great, and Dave, you worked on this. I go back and forth from selling it. It's that Tone Master Fender
Yeah.
head and 4x12. That thing is so great. And it's so funny. I just plugged it back in 3 weeks ago. It sounds like the Naked. It sounds very close.
It has the dirty. Well, okay. So the dirty sound on that is slightly modified that I did. Not necessarily to make it the Naked sound, but to make it more palatable, so more, like generally you lop off a bunch of the top end of what it had, because it was really kind of brash sounding originally without that. And it can be really cool sound. Yeah, for sure. It's a cool amp.
Really cool and clean. Obviously the clean channels through that cab.
Yeah, that's amazing. Clean channel's amazing.
Through its, I don't even know what speakers are in that cab. It's the matching.
Probably a vintage 30s. Actually, I think they shipped those with at the time. Yeah. It was a weird amp, fraught with a ton of issues.
Really?
Well, originally, but not the one you have.
Yeah.
So
13 step,
there was a couple design flaws in it, and there was some sonic design flaws, I thought. But overall it sounded pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just slight massaging of it and some reliability tweaks that were a little bit weird.
It's the loudest amp I've ever heard in my life. It is. It's the loudest. I mean, I was blown away.
It's not that much louder than anything else. It's 100 watts.
Yeah, way louder. I mean, I can't even put that. I can't put I mean, my volume when it's at 3, at 9 o'clock, that's arena level. This is like just at 1 is arena level. It's fucking great. And it keeps going. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like a 150 watt head. But yeah, I go back and forth with selling that one, but I gotta start. If I'm not using it, I'm just trying to
purge.
Yeah. I'm just like, I've got the things that work for me and I'm just sticking with it.
Well, you're not, I mean, everyone's different. I always find, I'm one to get rid of things. I don't like a lot of things. Too many guitars. Oh, I gotta sell some. Yeah. Too much of this. I gotta sell some. I think I want, minimalistic life.
Yeah.
My wife's not the same, but that's a different story. But yeah, for me, I could use very little, very simple, clean aesthetic, I think you're similar.
Yeah. No, I try, and I don't have a lot of. I've got friends. I mean, we know Oliver Lieber, right?
Yeah, sure.
He'd be one to have on the show.
Yeah,
he's got a museum curator's mind for, he knows he's an amazing encyclopedia of guitar knowledge and amps, especially amps. Yeah. So I think he suffers from the female shoe bug regarding music.
Yeah.
I have the collector's mentality also.
Yeah.
I've always been.
I mean, there's certain items that I've collected that I will not sell, and I just keep. Yeah. There's certain vintage pieces I have and things that are just like, nope, that one's really great. Not selling that, not selling that, not selling that.
It's all to your
right. Everything else, gone. If I don't think I'm going to use it or I'm not using it, it's got to go.
Yeah, that's what I mean about the cabs. I mean, they're great. It's hard to let it go because they're awesome. But yeah, someone else has got to play these because they're just sitting not even collecting dust or in road cases.
They're sitting there and you're paying storage on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is terrible in itself.
Yeah. If you don't have to pay for the storage, why not?
Yeah. That's gonna move on.
We've got more guitars. Thanks for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Love the show, guys. Thank you. Dave, of your endorsees, can you recall their stage of gain settings so we can all learn that we use too much gain?
Let me tell you, it's way, way, way less than all you guys use.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Yeah.
talk about
It's
Billy.
way less.
What
Billy
about your
doesn't use
gain?
that much gain.
I mean, it can be gainy, but I roll down my volume quite a bit. You know,
Yeah.
so hitting the amp.
Yeah, but you use the amp that we made at around 8, correct? On the gain? It's a little bit under full. I'm pretty sure.
No, I mean on a clock. It's
Yeah.
it's
No.
It's a
1 to 10.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know what that would be, but it's
So that's 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3 o'clock. So you have it down at like around 8. I saw.
Yeah.
Which the naked amp does not necessarily have that much gain.
Yeah.
It's a very smooth sound. It's
fucking awesome.
It has a thing about it that is just really cool.
Does it have a master volume?
It's not for everyone though. For a lot of people out there, it's not going to be enough gain for you.
Yeah.
It can be very heavy sounding, and it can be on the darker side, if anything.
Yeah, and I don't want it to be too, like you made me
not that bitey
versions, and I've got the original one, which is in my studio, which the rack mount version ones are a little more full bodied on the low end. This one's a little thinner, and I kind of wanted that. I just didn't want something too bassy. You know, I think that's the other thing. You know, as we kind of progress as musicians, at least for me and the people I know, like you just wind up getting less and less bass. You want less and less bass in your guitar rig.
Yeah.
Having too much is, you know, if you're a self-centered guitar player and you're playing by yourself, yeah, you can have this full range thing, but it just doesn't cut through a mix. It doesn't, it sounds like shit. You know, you want to every time I get a guitar, you're going to high pass it, you know, probably higher than you think. So, and the beauty is just not having, you know, it's just like in compression, if you guys are engineers, you know that you high pass your compressor so it doesn't affect your low frequencies. And that's what it feels like on the naked. The low frequencies, the whatever, even if we can't hear 80, it's like in that 110 range. It's not being terribly compressed with saturation there, but it is more up top. So it's a really nice blend. Like it just sounds well sidechain compressed with saturation. You know, I mean, it might sound like a dirty word to you, Dave, but like that's the way I think about it when I play it.
No, it doesn't sound like a dirty word. It's got
a lot of power.
What I want to say is the naked has a particular sound. It's not really like any other amp.
Yeah.
So it's might not be for everyone. Let's be blatantly honest. Might not be for everyone.
Yeah.
But if you like Billy's sounds, then you're going to like the amp.
Right.
So.
And was that used on the very first APC album?
It's the only amp I only have 2 amps on Merit and Noam on the first album. It's only the naked amp. That's the only thing there. On 13 Step and on, I also use a Gibson GA 15 RV little combo that I actually split up. I took the amp section out, put it on top of my desk, and then the cab sits in the other room. That's what I've used on, I don't know, I'd say 20% of the songs, but mostly it's a naked amp.
Yeah.
So we have a question actually pertaining to that. When I left, you guys didn't get to this question, did you, Dave?
No, we didn't answer any questions.
Okay.
I can't bring them up on the screen.
Well, I didn't know if you read it. Captain Bob, thanks for the super chat. 2-parter. Billy, what were you using to mic the Marshall cab and Gibson combo during the Sistanta? And would you talk about your GA15? Is it modded?
No. Not modded.
It's not modded. It just has Dave put a DI tap on the output section so I could run it as a preamp into the power section of my Marshall. So my live rig amp wise is the naked head or the Gibson as the preamp, but but the Naked's power section is always what you hear pretty much out front. We do mic the Gibson, but it's probably superfluous in like how it's being blended.
Yeah, and the thing too about the Naked amp is the power section is sort of the big deal about that amp. It's not so much the preamp section. The power section has the sound of that amp.
Right.
So you're getting the Gibson through that power section. So it's taking on a whole different character kind of.
Yeah. And the Gibson is cool on its own, but it's very bossy. I mean, it's on 10. I mean, my settings on the Gibson GA15 is volume on 10, tone on half, reverb off. That's it. And the bright switch on. And yeah, when it comes through the Marshall, it's awesome. The only thing I'll say, Dave, that beats the power section of the Naked is the Gibson DI into the return of the Boogie 400 Plus bass amp.
Oh, well, that's a whole different thing.
Into Greenback 25s. So if I was
the 400 Plus is like a 12 tube.
Yeah, 12 65
6L6s. 12 6L6s. So when you have to retube that amp, you have to ask for a match set of 12.
Yeah. That's what we had on the Sistanta tour. Matt, our bass player, I just pulled that thing out and that's what he played.
Well, it's great.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
And I think on some of your amps, or maybe it was Scott Humphrey, I had retubed them with JJ tubes.
Yeah.
A match set of JJs with JJ preamp tubes in it. And in that bass 400, that is the magic combo. That was really good. It might have been Scott Humphreys that I did. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's the power tubes. And one of them, I know it's the Boogie tubes, but
maybe, but the JJ ones have even better in that amp.
Yeah. Okay.
What a pain in the ass to retube though.
Yeah. The question was about the mics used on Sistanta. Yes. I know we used a Royer 121, a 57 together, like with the clip from Royer, so they're in phase. The sound guy, David Bowie, he had another, I think, a ribbon mic that looked very cool. I'm sure I could text him. I'll let you know in a minute what that is. Yeah, I think it was those 3 mics on my rig. Yeah.
Okay. We got another question for you, Billy, here. Joshua, thanks for the super chat. Billy, you mentioned in your rig rundown that you used to do everything with the 2 channels of your amp and a compressor pedal for clean. I gather he's asking, what did you use? What compressor pedal?
I don't know. Did I say that? In that rig rundown I did for what was that? Premier Guitar or something?
Yeah, Premier Guitar.
Well, I mean, that rig was, I had XFX 2s, which I'm now selling. I'm finally onto the 3s. I've got everybody on the XFX 3s finally. I mean, I do use the compressors inside the Fractal. So pedal wise, the only pedals I use is the Prescription Electronics Experience pedal. So that was on the first album quite a bit. The Rose on the bass, on Rose guitar. There's several things I use that Experience pedal for.
I got one.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's a great pedal.
That's a pretty one.
Everyone's got a different color, right?
Yeah.
Where's mine? My main one I cannot find. Somebody has borrowed this over a decade ago. I don't know who it is. But yeah, they're all like the funky colors. So I borrowed Danny Lohner's, but it's pretty close.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, it's the later one where they came out with the LEDs.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, which is useful.
Mine's the paint splatter ones.
Yeah, yours no LEDs. Yep.
Yeah, and
when you dip something in the paint and it kind of falls over it, there's a name for this.
Swirl paint.
Swirl paint.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, so that and somebody was asking about compression. I just use the compressor inside the Fractal.
I see. And you're using
different kinds. I'm like going from a Dynacomp to a Varimu to a FET. mostly effect. I'll generally like my rig, like in the studio when I'm recording, I'm going guitar cab dry, no effects, typically no effects. It's very rare. Maybe if I'm doing like a fourth overdub, I'll put a delay on in the room to get feedback with the delay, just so it sounds like that. But mostly I'm applying effects after the fact. But I'm going into I'm going through a Neve 1073 with no EQ. I might high pass the first one at 50 Hertz, and then into 1176, which is barely. I mean, it's a dirty sound. If I'm playing like heavy, I don't compress, but I'm going through 1176 and it's not moving. It's just going through the circuit.
Mm-hmm. That's a good sound.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really,
I have literally one sitting in front of me, and I'm like, yeah, that's good sound.
Yeah, it's like the tried and true thing. I mean, it's a little. I mean, it's what our heroes used. I mean, Meridionome. I know on the whole Meridionome big. I had most of the guitars already cut, but there was 4 days of drum tracking on Meridionome, 2 at Scott Humphrey's place in Hollywood.
That's a great place.
Awesome. So I can tell you which songs. Half the songs of Meridione's were recorded there, and half the songs were at Sound City. So we did 2 days at Sound City.
Also a great place.
Awesome. Very different. Yeah. Linoleum floor. It's the one, if you guys have ever seen anything about Sound City, it's the big room there.
Yeah.
And the guitars, I set up my guitars in one of the overdub booths, which is, this is super Boogie Nights carpeted wall, 70s goodness there. Nothing about that place is high-end feeling. It's very, lava lamp, your brother's older friends burn out smoking pot in the basement vibe.
It's got a vibe. Yeah.
And that was just my Cineburst into the naked amp, into the vintage 1960 vintage Marshall cab with G12 vintage speakers and a 57 and a 421 Sennheiser going into that Neve 1073 board, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's what I've used mostly since. I just switched from the 421. I use the Royer sometimes, or just 57.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like
that. I mean, I've said this before. It's either a Neve or an API, and it's a 57 and a 421 for most of all the years of all the guitar heroes and all the people you've ever loved. It's mostly those two mics.
Yeah.
Maybe a Beyer M160 tossed in there if it's really old, like Hendrix or something.
Yeah. And maybe 87 in the room, right? If it's
okay, yeah, 87 in the room, yeah. Right. But even still to this day, Brendan O'Brien or Bob Rock or any of those, it's still going to be a 57 and 421 on the cab.
Yeah,
it's the same. Every record, everything is the same.
But
and maybe a U87 in the room. Yeah, correct.
On the little Gibson cab, I've been using some other mics and other colors on that. It's a cool little amp. I want to try that. Is it Loudon, right? Loudon mics. You know about that?
Yep.
I got the snare mic. I like it. I'm going to try their other. I'm kind of sold on the demos I've seen online. I want to check it out, but I might try and mix it up a little bit, especially on that. And on drums, I really like it.
You should try oh my God. Hang on, let me think about this for a minute.
The Soyuz?
Oh, yeah?
1973 Soyuz mic on guitar.
Okay.
I have one you can borrow.
All right. Let's
check it out.
Yeah.
I think you might really like that mic. It's a very full range sounding mic, but very guitar friendly. Mm-hmm. So Pete Thorne originally turned me on to that one.
Cool.
And I got one for myself. I have yet to even use it, but that's because I'm not doing a lot of recording. But I did buy one.
I'll check it out because I'm in.
They're a local company too. They're made in Russia technically, but the company's local. Really cool mic.
All right, cool.
I really like it.
What is it, like $700, $800, something like that?
I don't
How do
$600,
you
$700 or something. Yeah,
do you
something
spell
like
it?
that. SOY. So
Yes,
Soyu,
I
right?
guess it's
SOYU,
UZ. Yeah, it's
UZ.
Yep.
Soyuz.
I see it.
It's really cool. I mean, like you look at the mic and you're like, oh, this is really kind of high end. I mean, you're just looking at the packaging and everything that they you know,
Yeah.
they're not. It's a great sounding mic.
Yeah,
Right.
this is it right here.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
cool.
yeah. You know what? Matt Mitchell from Pussifer used. I think those are on his guitar rig.
Yeah, it's cool. You should.
Yeah.
I guess it's $900 now. Shit,
Yeah, it's gone up, I think.
gone up. Well, welcome to Trump tariffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
They have an open box model.
Yeah.
That's
Well, as an artist, it gets cheaper.
yeah, true. True. Oh, we have a question here from Danny Gibbs. Thanks for the super chat. Hey, Dave, is there any possibility of a Friedman 3-channel rack preamp and a stereo power amp?
Now I like this guy because he's asking about rack mount. I'm trying to move the world back to racks.
Well,
We love that.
I'm gonna say that's probably on the horizon.
I saw that Head
In
First,
fact, maybe definitely on the horizon.
Head First is coming out with one. I saw
Who is?
Head First
Head First Amps, a friend of mine in Australia.
in Australia.
He has a little rack, one space rack preamp. It's pretty cool.
Is it 3 channels? I think I said it was 3 channels.
It is, yeah.
MIDI.
Three
Yeah.
channels, yeah.
I mean,
Mine will be 2 spaces, but and power amp will be 50 watts a side. Let's give away some information here.
nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
Your power amp or
Huh?
This is a Friedman power amp.
nice.
It's coming.
Cool.
Let's just say it's coming.
All right. Just like our amp is coming. Even
It's
though
coming. I really want to do that. I mean, it is coming, but to say I'm pulled in 1,000 directions is an understatement. You know, just it's kind of, it's like, how much time do I have to do? You know?
I selfishly want it to come out mostly because I want one so I can put it in my rig and because it's going to look cool. It's going to look even cooler.
We're gonna make it look really cool.
Yeah, we got some. We've been talking.
We've been talking.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
awesome.
I don't see why it can't happen. So I mean, we're gonna throw this out here. I mean, like this will happen.
Yeah.
It's, you know, whether it's a limited run or a certain run, I'm not sure yet.
Oh, you know what? Oh, let me say this in defense of my guitar sound.
Defense. It's a great guitar sound.
I did that Gibson. What is it called? Like riff. I forget what it's called. I did like a long Gibson video, right? Like proper.
Yeah.
Something called Riff Lords or something like that.
Yeah.
I did the thing, and I'm playing in the room, so I'm not hearing back or anything. And at the end, I realized they're miking my cab with a D112 AKG D112 kick drum mic.
Oh fuck.
Oh God.
And I was like, oh my God. Okay. So I was like, okay, fingers crossed, maybe there was another mic. And then I get the file. I was like, this sounds not like my rig. Those mics sound like it's going through a toilet paper tube with low end. So that was not exactly how my rig sounds if you watch that thing in the room. Because of course, I looked at some, I doom scrolled through some comments. I was like, oh yeah, well, yeah, people caught that it's not exactly that.
That's fun.
Doom scroll. I hate those doom scrolls.
Yeah. You're good right before you go to bed if you can get it.
Like you go to the video and you're like starting to look in the comments. You're like, ooh, that's a good comment. That's a good comment. Oh, this one's gonna have good comments. Okay, we're good. Yeah. And then you see another video and you're like, oh shit, that's not good. That's not good.
Let's rewind to speaking of good comments. Meridionum review in Rolling Stone. Never forget. Like, it's a big deal. You got your first records coming out. It's Rolling Stone's reviewing it. It was not a good review.
Oh.
And it was a very tepid, it was very middle of the road review. And I'll never forget because Danny Lohner and I have many of us repeated, me and Troy or Danny or Josh. The line I'm pretty sure was this. The The songs rise and fall like the dusty curtain in a elementary school auditorium.
Oh,
That's
oh man.
that is like some next level pretentious New York City art cocaine social circle comment that I could ever think of. Like, it was perfect. It was almost like,
Yeah.
it was actually a perfect.
It's like Spinal Tap.
It's hilarious because, you know, it's generally speaking a very revered album.
Yeah.
Not to Rolling Stone.
But not to Rolling Stone.
Well, Rolling Stone. I mean, they didn't like Led Zeppelin.
To the people in this chat, to the people that bought the record, to the people that, you know, but you're not the first, you know. What I just watched the Billy Joel documentary that's out on wherever it's out on, and it's fucking 5+ hours.
Oh,
it's a two-parter. It's a two-parter, and it's 5+ hours.
Jeez.
But it's reasonably fascinating on listening to the whole story. You know what I mean? You know, of music industry and people that are trying to do this and this, and how he just was like, kind of, fuck you, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it my way, you know. And it's really interesting because, you know, he's a prolific songwriter, you know, has written songs, you know, like, but boy, was it 5.5 hours. Oh man. But here's the thing. I watched the whole thing
In one sitting?
No, I watched the first part, which is like 2 hours, and then the second part, which is like another 2.5 hours.
You know what I didn't finish, and I was thinking of you, Dave, is, okay, finish your thought, but don't let me forget about this documentary.
Well, I would still say I still wanted to see it. I mean, like, even after the first 2.5 hours, we were like, wow, that's pretty long. Whew.
Yeah.
You know, but then my wife was, and you know, several nights later, it was like, should we watch the other half? I'm like, yeah. And we watched the rest.
Because it's interesting. It was
a good story. It was a good, did you watch it?
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, it's a good story, but man, it's like 5.5 hours.
It's long. Yeah. I didn't realize that there
it
would
is
be that
drawn
much
out, but it's him telling the story the whole time, you know, and you get into the psyche of the person. Right. And when you get into the psyche of the person, you almost feel his pain. You know what I mean? Like, you feel what he was sort of feeling, you know, and like his tortured soul, so to speak, you know. And I don't know, it's kind of cool.
The Yacht Rock documentary.
I didn't see that.
You would love it. I mean, it's great. I didn't finish it. It was fascinating. I mean, yeah, how good all those players were and the history of it came about. I mean, yeah. Speaking of that era, I want to go to Michael Landau at the Baked Potato at some point. We gotta go.
What about him?
Let's go. I want to go. Pete Dorn and I were talking about.
Oh, you want to go? You haven't been yet.
I've never even been in the Baked Potato.
That's a whole different experience. Let's all go together.
Go. Me and Danny Carey were talking about it the other day. We're gonna, let's the four of us go up. Let's go get
some. There we go. 4 of us.
When's he playing?
I'll get Mike to save us whatever seats we want.
Let's do it. At one of us, 18 seats in there, right? How many seats?
There's like, there's like 18 seats. I don't know. Yeah, it's something like that. But I do a lot of work for Mike now, and it's not an issue. He'll just go. These seats are mine. So, and there's a particular seats that would be the best choice too. So.
Bring earplugs, right? Is it crazy loud? You're right next to the.
I don't know if it's crazy loud, but it's not. I mean, like, okay, bring them in case, but I don't think it's crazy loud.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of a shithole.
Yeah.
But you know, it's been the same as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of love it, the fact that it's the same. You know.
I just drove past it not long ago. It was a fucking line out the door. It was great.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's for musos. You know what I mean? Like, it's on a different level for most of the people that go there and play, and the people that are waiting in line know that, and they want to go see this stuff.
Yeah, they want to see live.
They want to see this.
Right.
It's not like a live band, cover band with like good time songs and this and that.
Right. No, this
and it's yeah.
Dr. Scott Robertson, thanks for the super chat. Great interview, Dave and Mark. Thank you, Billy, for all the fabulous music.
Cheers, Robert. Mr. Robert. Mr. Robertson.
Joshua has a question. Thanks for the super chat. How did you get your clean sounds on the Mer de Noms tour?
Mer de Noms tour on the Mer de Noms. I either used the clean channel of the Naked Head, but I could have used the Lexicon. I used the very first APC Mer de Noms run. What did I had the Lexicon MPX G2.
Yep.
That was my unit. Like that is, it's great. That thing
sounds great.
Still sounds great. I'm actually going to put it back in my rig now because
the
fuzz in that is still superior. I think it's great. And the Phase 90 is unbeatable. I can't hear any difference from the real Phase 90 pedal to that, like a real old Phase 90 to that.
I mean, I remember working with Lexicon at the time, and like they were really meticulous about it.
There was like one guy, it was Chris, right?
Yeah, he was one of the original Lexicon guys, and he was like really particular about. I remember one of the engineers. I don't remember his name at this point, but I remember. Man,
yeah,
they were great.
I could probably find it in some way, but it's that unit is like half analog. It has like analog circuitry. The whole is, and then there's a digital side, which is like a mini, DCM.
So the front end of it was analog components digitally controlled.
Yeah.
So, it was really cool. It was a cool unit. Hard to program a bit.
Well, there was a big problem with it. The delay was not unity gain. So when you engage the delay block, your drive always went down 2 or 3 decibels.
Yeah.
So every time I turned it on, it would just be wetter than you want. It was a weird thing. You just couldn't balance it.
Yeah.
And it broke. I have 7 of them. I'm not kidding. I have 7. Because by the time 13 step rolled around, I still had it in my rig. So I had 3 in. I had 3 in each rack, 3 in my A rack, 3 in my B rack, all set to not change programs because they started messing up so much.
Yeah.
They were just one was frozen on fuzz, one was frozen on the Phase 90, and another was frozen on maybe a Univibe that I used in like that Aussie Cure.
Yeah.
It's probably impossible to find anybody to fix them too.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to fix those.
Yeah. So they were awesome. But that was my clean sound. I think I used the preamp in that thing, which I don't even know what he modeled for it, but it was legit shit. It sounded good.
Yeah, it was good for sure.
So it was the MPX one. That's what you're talking about?
No, MPX
G2.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Had a pre-post path. And unlike every other unit that has ever existed since or before, they actually put an ISO transformer in it on the send to the input of the amp.
Yeah. Yeah.
No other unit bothers to do that. So every time you plug them in, there's a ground loop.
Yeah.
So that was because of me. You got to put an ISO transformer in there.
When I was talking to the guy, we'll call him Chris, whoever it was, I told him some notes about it, and he goes, look, I wanted to do those things, but the company, I think, was bought by Harman right after, and they just they rushed it along.
Yeah.
It was finished. But that could have been the ultimate, still to this day, if it was just solid, I might still always have that for main sounds. But I can't say enough good things about the Fractal. I get excited about it. And I moved from, this is a big sales pitch. more sales stuff. My Mastermind pedals, which are like, the RJM Masterminds they're like
Amazing, yeah.
They're amazing. But I've moved to the Fractal controller on this last tour, and I really like it because everything's self-contained in the Fractal. So
yeah.
So I think I'm ready to cut the cord on those and move on and go straight to the Fractal. But it just makes the Fractal more usable, and yeah, it's awesome.
So basically, Billy in his rack is using the naked amp and the Gibson and the Fractal as the basic effects, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And a couple pedals for certain songs, but it depends if they're coming about. The Synth 9, mostly all electro harmonics, the Synth 9 pedal, Mel 9, and one of the organ ones, I forget, I think it's a C9.
Yeah.
There's a C and a B. I think I used the C on Eat the Elephant, on the song Eat the Elephant. And then the experience pedal sometimes.
Yeah.
And are you running mono, stereo, wet, dry, wet?
I've threatened to run. We talked about stereo, Dave's.
We talked about it a little bit. I just had this conversation about stereo. So let's talk about stereo. Let's talk about let's even talk about rigs that have existed in the past, wet, dry, wet, like things like that.
You pushed me to go that direction from day one.
Wet, dry, wet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's a huge sounding thing, right? Yeah. And you're one guitar player.
Right.
That works in a band context because
it would sound amazing.
Because like wet, dry, wet, if the PA is actually stereo, and you can do actually discrete left and right and center, that works great. One guitar.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't work great is multiple guitars, 2 guitar players.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with a stereo signal with multiple guitar players?
Right.
Where do you pan things? What do you do?
Well, that's why
you can't sum mono stereo guitar, because a lot of times effects and things don't like that. Like certain choruses and different things, they'll have a weird phase cancellation, and it's just not good.
We've got 2 shows coming up. We're playing Louder Than Life in a couple weeks in Louisville, Kentucky, and then Aftershock in Sacramento. And I think the first time I'm going to keep my rig. We're not going to be able to have time, obviously, to finish.
I thought so, but yeah, but
I'm going to do.
I have some ideas for the RF thing, by the way.
All right. Cool.
So
I am going to try use the Fractal, stay in mono, but there's a couple things I want stereo. The End of Judith, I'm playing the slide lead thing, and I know the sound guy's going to. I always ask for it to be a little wider at that point to give a lift for the end.
Yeah.
But I'm going to now I've moved to being, now we're getting into the weeds. My rig, I always used to come out of output 1. Left side of output 1 goes to my amp, right side goes to DI. So that they can do what they want with it, but I don't listen to the DI. But now I'm coming out to my amp out of output 3 because it is balanced. It's the way it always should have been. That's the unity output of the Fractal, right? And so my output 1 is my DI, and I'm going to make that stereo, but I'll never hear it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to trust that I'm going to make these things. You sound guy, put up, that for extra color.
Talk to the sound guy.
Yeah. So it's up. No, it's totally up to them. I'm going to give them the option and go, you knock yourself out.
Oh, you're going to give them the option, huh?
Yeah. So I will never hear it in my monitors or on stage.
Yeah.
But I'm going to program in the studio here when I'm working on it, a dedicated stereo thing for a couple things. I'm going to try it at these festivals to see how it works.
All right.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But I'm going to keep myself in monoland.
I've been to Louder Than Life before.
Yeah. It's big. Yeah. They said it's the biggest one. I mean,
it's a really big festival. They generally have 2 stages next to each other, and they're ping-ponging between the stages.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Louisville's actually kind of an interesting city. I've been there, hung out there a little bit. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, actually. There's a downtown area that's kind of neat.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny. Is there's so few cities that aren't interesting. I honestly, maybe I'm just not
Yeah.
picky. Like, there's always it's rare that
You
we
find something somewhere that's interesting, you know, like
and we just did. You know, we just did this Sistanta version 2.0 tour last year. We did it all A markets, you know, all big cities, and this was
Yeah.
all very tertiary, and it was awesome. You know, and there's so
Yeah,
many surprises. You go to Huntsville, Alabama, and you're going, I wonder what our day off's going to be like, and it was awesome. Or Rogers, Arkansas, or you know,
but A market cities is
no,
the
all
key.
B and C market cities on this one.
Oh, B and C. Okay.
Yeah, well, meaning like smaller, you know,
Yeah.
you know, population cities.
Yeah.
Tampa.
There's very many of the cities out there that are yeah, you're gonna
Well, I'm spoiled. You get spoiled playing in a band because you get to be the event that's happening in that city for the night. So, you know,
correct.
a little bit, you know,
Correct.
different. There's something to do for us. So.
Yeah.
Mr. Woodchuck, thanks for the super chat. Billy, big APC fan, and What Normal Was super sick as well. Dave, are you still making Friedman naked amps for custom order? They will be.
Dude, eventually, yes, they will be again, but no, I haven't been at all. So there might be a rack mount one coming.
Rob Tinney, what's going on? Billy and Dave, do you find that most tuning issues on a Gibson Les Paul are to do with the nut? Sir is currently replacing mine.
Can be. I mean, I just had that on the last tour. The angle coming from the fretboard down to the tuners was at the wrong angle, and I was having a hell of a time. And
well, not on yours.
Well, now it was.
Not
I mean,
the Cinnaburst.
The Cinnaburst, but not anymore. I just had it fixed. I came home and had Eric work on it. But yeah, it was, you know, it can be an issue for sure.
My 59 straight from the factory has a nut issue.
Yeah.
It gets caught up. Yeah. You can hear it ping.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, no matter how much nut sauce I throw in, it's not helping.
It's common. You need a nut file. You need to rasp it out.
Yeah. I'll screw it up.
If you've not think of someone who knows how to do it, but you know, you do have to have the right angle on the nut going to the tuning pegs. I mean, I'm stating that. But you can't just open up a slot if you're trying to do it yourself. This is one I would leave to the pros.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's some things I'll try, but like soldering, I'll give that a shot. But messing with frets and
maybe you shouldn't. No,
maybe not. But yeah, I'll try that. But other than that, yeah, frets and nuts and stuff like that, I don't mess with that. Yeah. That's cool that Sir is replacing yours on your Les Paul. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, Shure guitars are nice. When I was over at Pete Doran's in the studio, that's awesome.
They make amazing guitars.
Amazing.
But I didn't know that they would actually work on someone else's guitar, like a Gibson Les Paul or something like that.
Where are they? Where are they? Are they like Riverside or something?
They're in no. Well, kind of. They're in shit.
Claremont. I feel like
it
was
Lake Elsinore.
Lake Elsinore.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's like an hour and a half away.
I've been wakeboarding in Lake Elsinore.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's funny. I'd never been in Lake Elsinore, and I was somehow out there, and we somehow got off. I don't remember why we got off the road, and we're in Lake Elsinore, and there's this little old town in Lake Elsinore, you know, that has these restaurants and stuff, and we're like, what is this?
Yeah,
we had some food there or something, and like, I don't remember why I was there, but yeah,
it's a cool place. I mean, there's so many places in California that are on. Oh my God, I can't believe how close this is.
It's like, this beautiful lake here with these houses and stuff. What the hell is going on?
Yeah,
I love California.
Yeah, you think like, why am I living where I'm living?
Yeah, I mean, moving north would be the middle of the state is just much prettier than that. I mean, we get to go all over the world, and I don't know, from Santa Barbara up to San Jose is just amazing.
Joshua, thanks for the super chat. Billy, is there a video where you think your guitar sounds really amazing?
Like a live video?
Yeah.
I think the Stone and Echo concert, which is our Red Rocks filmed proper thing, is, I think, a good representation. I'm really happy with that.
I just watched that. So it was great.
Thanks. Yeah, that was good. It was like 2011 or maybe 13, something like that. But I just watched some of it last year, I think, because I was actually trying to figure out how to play what I was playing live on something, and I was like pleasantly surprised or remembering that it sounded good.
Yeah.
Was there a particular reason why you thought your tone wasn't great on, or did you mention that you didn't think your tone was great on the first album, or?
No, I think it's okay. No, couldn't be happier. No, I was only saying that Gibson run through video that was done.
Oh, just a recording of that. I see.
That like tutorial that was done just like 3 years ago. I wish that was recorded. I wish I would have, oversaw how it was being recorded. That's all.
I see. No, because the first album, I mean, all your albums sound amazing. The guitar tones are incredible. So, next super chat.
I'll bring up really quick. So sure. We did that second day of, remember it said 2 days that Scott Humphrey's doing the drums and 2 days at Sound City. So we did all the drums in those 4 days spread over 2 weeks. I had all the guitars done for the album, but my set up that guitar rig there, and I wound up just recording the whole record that day because Josh got done early. So I redid all the heavy guitars. Everything on the record is redone in that day. Like because it's just
Scott Humphreys?
No, at Sound City.
At Sound City. Okay, yeah.
There was a pretty dead vocal booth, a bigger vocal booth there, but it was like, I don't know, maybe 18 feet long by 9 feet wide or something like that. But I just remember Locke and going through the whole thing. And then Troy played 2 of the solos on the record for Sleeping Beauty and Thinking of You, and did those there as well. So everything was, most every guitar, every big guitar, maybe not the clean guitars, but all the big guitars were done that day. So it's just funny that, there's some magic you can get on the demos, but I don't know. There was something also about just redoing them super clean. So I'm glad I did it, because when I've listened back to some of the earlier ones and they were good, but there's just that, you're trying to get that last 1.3% extra top.
Right. When you were working on your demos, when you were teching, were you playing bass also? And how were you getting the drums done on the, you were using a machine or?
Yeah. SR16, Alesis XR16. For the drum machine. And I didn't go crazy programming drums until I got a computer, and then I started really mapping it out. But that, and I eventually had a bass that I brought on the road too. So I had a guitar and a bass. That Tascam 4-track, a 424 Tascam 4-track, which I bought from John Bingham, the guitar player in Fishbone. And what was it? The little Audix speakers and a 57 mic and that Rocktron Chameleon. That was my processor.
Wow.
My first thing I ever bought with the high school girlfriend, when I first started playing guitar, got me a Boss chorus pedal. And that was my first effect. And then I bought a Korg SDD 3300. That's first. It was a triple digital delay, really hard to program. It was pretty tricky. You couldn't plug into it, so you had to have an amp with a loop. And then I got a Carvin amp, because like every kid, you look at guitar for the practicing musician and what's Alex
Carvin
and Steve Vai playing and what's it, So Carvin. And it's funny, you whippersnappers, they can get things easy. I didn't know how to get one there. So my sister had gone out to San Diego to go to college. So she was down in Escondido, and I asked her to go down and get me I sent her like a check in the mail or something. She picked me up a Carvin 212 100 watt.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say it's probably underwhelming.
It was a very underwhelming. I didn't know
Underwhelming.
that it wasn't. It definitely did not have enough gain at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was kind of pingy and basketball-y sounding.
Yeah. Yeah, not a good.
Yeah.
I remember that too, though. I remember looking at the catalogs,
They were great ads.
and great ads.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, look at that. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
because like
Vi uses it.
the
Yeah.
endorsements really meant something, but I swear to you, I won't recommend crappy stuff. I swear. Yeah, I didn't know, and you take a big risk back then. It's like it was
Sure.
$130 for that amp.
Unfortunately, I've never bought a Carvin.
Yeah.
So.
I lent it to someone and wish I knew who I did. I don't know who I lent it to. I've lent a lot of things out that have just gone.
I've done that too.
Don't you hate that?
Oh, you know what?
I used to own that. Who did I lend that to?
Pete Thorne. I borrowed a load box from him that's sitting right there. Don't tell him that. Before I borrow a Shure, I got to give that back.
He'll do a video.
You're not far away. We know where you are.
You know where I live.
We got Booma Benz. What's up? Thanks for the super chat. Hey guys, great show today. Thank you, Mark. I don't see the gel behind you. More love for the Plex. Actually, the gel is in my garage. That is my live amp that I use with the band. So that's with the pedal board that Dave built for me. That stays in my garage. So, but I do love the Plex right behind me. Love it. But yeah, I still have the
amps.
What's that?
Lots of amps.
I'm going to get
lots of amps. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. We got 2 more questions for Billy on the super chats. Okay. So what's your time frame, Dave, for your rack gear?
Oh, shh. Sometime eventually.
Okay. Dave, you're not selling your Fawn Marshall, are you? Your 77 Marshall?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I suppose if you make me a sweet enough offer, maybe.
Joshua again, what's going on? Billy, did you find the upgrade from the Axe Effects Ultra to the 2 that much of a sonic improvement? Or was it user interface driven to upgrade?
I think it was much better. I think it was a bit better if memory serves. Bigger upgrade than the 2 to the 3. The 2 to the 3, I think, sounds very similar. There's things that are, now they make so many improvements in software that we might have, there might be a lot of great changes, but there's so many functionality improvements in the 3. That's incredible.
Not to mention hardware outputs and everything that you have. You have all these outputs that you can do different things with.
Yeah, and I utilize them. I was using, there's 7 in and 8 out, right? I think that's what it is.
Something like that, yeah.
I was using it for my pedal switcher, which I know, Dave, you eye rolled on me, but like I didn't even have a I just had like loop 3 was in and out was my loop 3 left was my Mel 9 pedal, and loop 3 right was my
but you can do that. It's fine.
It gets complicated though. You have to know.
Yeah. You got to know the routing, and you got to know all this stuff, and you got to
put a volume block in front of it, or after it, and sum that to mono, or else the next time you go into the other loop, it's going to be a left side only or the right side. And you're not going to know until 2 weeks later when you step on that patch with that particular setup.
Yeah,
you got to know your way around it. So I do recommend getting go get an RJM switcher to put your pedals in beforehand. But
absolutely.
The flexibility of having the 3 with that is great. Like I said before, I run guitar into pre-pedal effects simulator, right? Into my naked amp out of output 4. And then it comes back in and then hits my post effects, and it then sends to output 3, which is Unity, going into the return of the amp. And also output 1 that goes to front of house in case they want it for archival. We record it, all that stuff. And I started recording a pre-DI too. So my input, I go right to a DI clean and just so we have it for reamping, which we never use, but I don't know. I have it.
So I have an interesting question. If someone was, what would you recommend if someone wanted to be at home or with their band to recreate your tone? How would you? Is there any way that they could do it?
Software, or I mean, short of getting a naked amp, or
Yeah, I mean, or even
That's
David,
kind of
is it impossible?
I mean, you could maybe get close with something, probably. Maybe Billy will have a different answer to that, but it's not really the same on dynamic scale, like,
yeah.
So I'm going to speak for you, Billy, but you use a lot of dynamics with the guitar playing. You roll the volume off. You play with different volume levels on your guitar.
And tone.
Most modeling, shall we say, things do not react the same way
100%
to rolling off on guitar.
Well, I'll say 70%. Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
And yes, full up, maybe you could get a similar sound.
I've not found it. I honestly, I have my,
and you've tried,
just in case, full rig in the room and ear bleeding levels trying to A, B, and get my exact sound out of the fractal.
Not happening.
I can't quite get there. And I need to have it for I have an
emergency.
I'm lucky enough we're playing, good sized shows and we have a crew and I can have an A and a B rig.
Yeah.
But just in case, like this Louder Than Life thing, we're going there and I'm now going, God, we're going to truck this stuff all the way across the country, or we're going to do cargo. We're just on a plane. I still can't just do the fractal. But in the fractal, I would say the closest amp in there, if you're using that, which is not exactly, but believe it or not, I like it better in the fractal than I do in real life, is the Angle. Is it Severe or something like that? It might be called the Angle Severe. That's like I thought the 6160 was there, but it's not quite the Angle, but it's really hot. I mean, it's really distorted. Like even when it's either not distorted enough, or then when it gets up distortion, it's like red hot. It's got that thing. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know.
Okay.
It's
so no.
It's like reflecting.
No.
So no. The answer is no.
It's less gain than you think it is.
Yeah.
I would go from that.
Okay. Mr. Woodchuck, thanks for the super chat. Billy, when you were a tech for Adam Jones, did you ever notice how deep the gear community goes trying to chase down every detail of his setup?
I mean, I really I didn't work for Adam very long. I was in the studio with them making Anima, but on tour, I think I did a month, something like that. And it's this is pre-internet. Now we're talking like 1996 or 7, when they were touring that. So I don't know. I think it was revered. I think it was known as like Adam's. What is Adam using? I mean, Adam's using classic stuff too, But it's like everything else. Everyone's bored of hearing this, but it's in the hands. It's in the approach.
Yes.
Right. So, I get routinely people talking about guitar sounds and stuff, and like, well, this guitar sound and this guitar sound and this guitar sound. Okay. Well, to be honest, what you're telling me is the same channel on whatever, a B100 Deluxe, the same channel. If you play like you're in Metallica, or you play like you're Eddie Van Halen, or you play like you're this, you're using the same patch. It's the same sound. It's your hands are what's different.
Yeah.
We've seen it time and time again. I mean, you the same guitar sound, and then let's say Kirk Hammett comes in, or whatever, James Hetfield plays through the same guitar sound, it'll sound like James Hetfield. It'll sound like Metallica. And nothing's changed. The channel hasn't changed at all.
Right.
So like all these people like will email me and I'm like, well, do you play like James Hetfield? Do you play like him? Because you're never going to get that sound if you don't.
Yeah.
You'll never get that tone. Do you play like Eddie Van Halen? Well, no one does.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's how
it really, the guitar sounds are not that much different from each other, to be honest. It's really a distorted guitar sound. It's very similar, more similar than anyone thinks.
speaker cabs a lot of difference. I would say.
Speakers have a lot to do with it. Yeah.
Speakers have a lot of difference, but still, it's like if you have one guitar rig and you have 3 guitar players come in. Let's say you have Scott Ian from Anthrax come in and play through it. You have some bluesy guy come in and play through it, and then like you, Billy, come in and play through it. Guess what? The same, without changing the amp, all of you will sound like you.
Right.
And that's the thing that people don't get, really.
God, I can't believe I'm forgetting the kid's name. The new urban
The
Periphery.
What's the guitar?
Herman Lee.
No.
Periphery. Who am I thinking of? What's his name?
I can't remember this. It's not like I don't know. But I'm thinking of that guy playing next to Jack White, next to James Hetfield. Like, dude, that's a pretty wide.
But if you
they're not
those 3 through the same sound.
Yeah.
Guess what?
It was Misha Mansour originally, right?
No.
Alex Boy.
No, I think you're thinking of
it's a shredder. It's a shredder. He's
you're thinking of
shredder. This is
whatever. But the idea is if you put all 3 people, and I'd love to do this video actually. If you put all 3 people through the exact same guitar sound, I guarantee you will hear vastly different tones.
Sure.
Vastly different tones.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, some people play hard and some people play soft. How do you slice the string or flat down and listen to the edge? Listen to how the edge plays. I mean, that's like a very specific fingering and Walsh. Like it's so much in their hands, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Joshua, thank you again. Thanks so much for all the music and this tone talk. Looking to get an Axe Effects into my nailer, dual 60 loop, and play pretend Billy Howerdel. Thanks again.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Awesome. He's got the gear, so he can get close.
Yeah, you can get close with that for sure. With the dirt sounds for sure. Go buy my Axe Effects too. I'm going to put it up on wherever Dave tells me to put it.
Well, you can create your own reverb store.
Yeah.
You got to ship it to Chicago though, right? I think everything has to go.
No. You can create your own store on Reverb and then ship to individual people.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass.
A while ago, they were going to throw everything in a truck and send it to Chicago.
Well, yeah, if they're gonna do it themselves, but then they're gonna take probably a bigger cut.
Polyphia.
You know?
That's it.
Polyphia.
And Tim Henson.
Tim Henson, yes.
Not Jim Henson.
Which is
Tim Henson.
A guitar player I don't totally understand.
He's bionic.
It's kind of bionic and it's very mechanical. And it's not for me, but I'm not saying that it's not a thing.
But I'm saying as far as like the edges, use case edges, I think of him and Jack White on.
Oh yeah, opposite ends of the spectrum.
And I want to hear.
Now, on the other hand, I love Jack White. I think Jack White is amazing.
I almost never want to meet the guy because I think I've said this from our first album. I think he is, well, I said then younger, like the last rock star. Like he is a fucking rock star.
Mm.
And he's inspiring in a lot of ways in that it's just so dangerous seeing him play. Like the way he plays is it in tune? I don't know, but I'm going to force it to be in tune. I'm going to bend this instrument to my will. And I have to a lesser degree, there's a band called the Horrors, which is one of my favorite bands. And they had a very dangerous feel, especially on their first tour. I went to go see them. I didn't know if the singer was going to pull the fucking speaker stacks onto the crowd, or I don't know what was going to happen. I feel like that way when I watched Jack White play. Like, I just think like it's he's absolute. It felt like he could give a shit that anyone was watching, and I was just
he's doing his thing.
And now I don't know if it's like that in recent years, but that's certainly
no. I think he's still doing his thing.
Yeah,
he had a very fun recent few days. He made a comment on Trump's White House.
Oh yeah,
the Oval Office revamp. He made some comments on the the choice of decorations in the Trump Oval Office, and then of course in Trump fashion, he got lambasted by him, and there was an amazing comeback by him that was I applaud him.
I'll have to read it.
So it's very long, by the way, but it's interesting.
Yeah, that
without getting too deep into politics.
Yeah.
Well,
I can deeply weigh in and say I did see that picture of that very gaudy.
Yes, we won't.
I have to say new money.
I'm just gonna say I don't want to say. I've learned on this show that I don't say things.
Probably best left unsaid.
Probably best left unsaid, but off air maybe we can talk about it.
We'll talk to core failures off air. Yeah. Yeah. No, he's a monster, man. He's an amazing player. But he came to our show when we played in Tennessee, and Les Claypool was friends with him, and he's like, "Oh, I mean, because I was glazed him and just saying like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. I was, we'll introduce you. And I was like, no, it's kind of one, I don't know. I just want to keep it. I'll keep him on TV, so to speak.
You don't want to know?
Not that I have any opinion about him either way. Personally, I don't know anything about him. To me, I just want him to be the musician that I.
Yeah, you just want you don't want the persona to be ruined. Yeah.
There's plenty of people I want to meet, and I'm, So
Purposeful Porpoise. Yes, I know. I Herman Lee. I don't know. What do I know about new bands? I'm still stuck in the 70s and 80s, man. Listening to Rat and Van Halen. What's that?
What's Herman Lee?
I said Herman Lee when we were talking about Periphery and yeah. So it's all right.
Polyphia is the proper.
Exactly. Yes. Sorry, not Periphery.
Which I was actually spacing on too. Periphery is a different thing. That's Misha Mansouri.
Misha Mansouri, right? Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. Do we have any other questions? I know we're getting late here.
Don't we have a lot of questions now?
We did. I've gotten to them all.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotten all the super chats. And
I'll be right back.
Okay.
So what's that? While Dave is running off, I'm gonna cross promote. This is all about cross promotion today.
Absolutely.
Full in Bloom. Do you know what this podcast?
Yeah, I know Full in Bloom.
I've met. Now you're the second person that's known it. This is my decompress for the day. Go to sleep. Right before you go to sleep, like listen to some vapid 80s rumor mill. Shit about recording, in the cellar by Rad, or just some Jakey Lee story, or like, I love it. It's great. It's so unpolished and so weird. It's like these little clips that, it's so, it feels like his website is like DOS 1995.
Right, exactly. Right, the videos, no production.
Figure out how to listen to the whole interview. Like, for more information, go to fullandbloom.com. I was like, okay, let's try that. But I'm into it. I'm super into it. I'm chasing his difficult to navigate, media space. But if you all need some good tales of like the second engineer that was on whatever, Blizzard of Oz, that was, share stories of them getting, shit faced in the pub, and then Ozzy couldn't perform that day. Like, there's just so many great stories. Dave, do you know about Full and Bloom? Do you know what this is?
Full and Bloom, the podcast thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've watched that a little bit. Yeah.
He's had Jake interviews.
Yeah, for sure.
Dana Strum, I think, was on there.
I'll never forget with Ozzy about the story that John Sykes told me personally.
Yeah.
About when he auditioned for Ozzy.
Oh,
really?
And he went to a studio in England. He gets a call. I'm not going to tell this as well as he did, and I wish he could have been on our show. But
give me what year, at least?
Oh, this was probably right after
Randy, or after
Randy
Jake?
died.
Yeah.
And he went to so he gets a call he was living with his mom at the time, and he gets a call at his mom's house, and it's like they want him to come to London or something, which was reasonably far away in England from him. So he travels to London, and he goes to the studio and meets, he shows up at the studio, and there's this other band in the studio, which he happens to know. And he's like, hey, yeah, I'm waiting for blah, blah, blah. And Ozzy shows up in a limo. He's completely obliterated, blotto, wasted. And Sharon's there too, of course. And they go in the studio. I'm just gonna make this really short. They go in the studio and essentially, so play me something. Play you something. What? Like, he has a guitar, and there's the only amp in there is like an acoustic amp or something, like acoustic brand, amp, and like plugs into it and is like, yeah. And then Ozzy's like on the piano, and like he goes, write me something to this, and he hits like a chord on the piano or something, and John goes, okay, I can probably do that, but can you play that again? And of course, Ozzy didn't know what he played. He doesn't play piano,
right?
And like, so it's like, yeah. And then he goes, and then he proceeded to walk around the studio and piss on all the curtains in the studio.
Nice.
He was completely out of his mind.
Yeah.
And then I think Sharon at one point said, what do you think? He goes, I don't know. I can't tell. Can't tell. I mean, of course not.
Hasn't done anything.
Right.
And so in the end, John said, he goes, I was left at the studio. They left, and I had to get home all the way home to my mom's house or something, but he pissed all over the curtains in the studio. Just like fucking out of his mind.
Yeah. It's similar to the story that
hearing all those accounts on the Full and Bloom thing. One of them was the art director for the Diary of a Madman album.
I listened to that. That was great.
How great was that?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great, man. And it was also, I don't know who it was. This was when I first discovered the channel. They did talk about how they recorded all that stuff. Now, Blizzard was recorded quicker, right? Less sophisticated than the second than Diary. And all the shit on Diary is the exact same stuff I use. Not because of that, but it's just like, going back to how I record drums, how I record guitars. It's all the same shit. It's 421 toms. It's,
I don't think it should ever change. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean,
you have a Neve or an API. That's your two choices for preamps. And then you have a 57, a 421 for guitar.
Yeah,
maybe a 121. Okay, sure.
Why I even mentioned like the Loudon mics is like rejection. That's the one thing. If you can get close with the mic, but you can, recording drums in phase and without bleed, is a big deal. So that's an interesting thing to me that I want to investigate. To make the job easier later, just gate less.
Sure, but most of the time, the classic stuff that has always worked, always works.
It works, but also thinking about not being in a big studio.
Yeah.
Doing drums too. If you're in a small space, you have a lot of room inflection, a little more live than you want. So I appreciate that people are trying to like crack the code on how to do that. Because the classic stuff, again, it works, and again, it's expensive, the classic shit. So
yeah, but it's great.
UA is great. UA is really, Apollos are. That stuff sounds really good. If you're in the box, you can make stuff really close.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
We've got a few more questions. Let's see. Flanks and Spank, what's going on? Does tone change over time due to power tube life, old versus new, similar to guitar strings?
This is hard to prove.
I feel like it might do this. It's right at the end.
Well, I mean, if they're really not performing properly, but if they're performing up to spec, if they're putting out the full power that they were intended to put out, theoretically, not really. People think things change over time, but often our ears change from day to day. You know what I mean? It's hard to prove. How do you prove this?
Being in the same, I know on a 1073 where my gain is and where the fader is and where the EQ is, the mic goes. So if it's going to change, I'm going to know,
Yeah, sure.
So I'm kind of in a unique position with that because I'm kind of, I stick with
isolated. That. Yes. I mean, isolated, and you can prove it with the recordings.
Yeah.
And I recorded the guitar sound.
I'm always hitting 6. I'm
5 years ago, and now the same guitar sound with the same setup. 5 years later, sounds different.
Yeah. When it comes to pickups, I don't know about
amps. Has anything changed? I don't know.
It probably does. I think my main guitar is maybe a little darker.
If anything, tube life over time might roll off a little top end.
Yeah.
But as long as it's putting out the full tube power, it's hard to prove. It's just hard to prove.
Yeah.
If you could isolate it and say, 5 years ago, here's the recording, and nothing has ever changed since then.
Right.
And you can record it again, you can prove it.
But you're asking
but nothing has changed? Come on. I mean, it's just not realistic.
Right. The question was, power tubes as opposed like strings. I mean, strings are a lifetime of a human, and tube life is, we're talking about societal change. It's a long difference.
Yeah, guitar strings will change much faster than a power tube life.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I get amps that still sound amazing that have original power tubes in them from 1972, and that are still healthy and they're still working properly. If they are,
right,
it can still sound amazing. So,
yeah, but I have an amp that's on the verge of dying, like the tubes are about to die, and it just sounds amazing, and then it dies. Like it sounds incredible.
Sure,
right before it just drops dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's like the battery thing in pedals. Sometimes I remember that with some pedals.
Yeah, for sure.
Like critical mass or something, and then boom, just done.
It's not operating right. It sounds amazing, and then it just croaks. Yeah.
Welcome to Variac, right?
Yeah.
All right, what's the question?
Roger Dat, aloha, Friday gents. Another great show. Mahalo. Dave, please do a full demo walkthrough of the Jose with you playing all the features and the sonic vision of that masterpiece, please.
I watched Michael Nielsen's run through of it. It's congrats, Dave. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds good, right?
Yeah, and every time he went to another setting, I was like, wow, this is a Swiss Army knife. This is crazy.
It does a lot of stuff. It does it really well. I did not really vary from the traditional circuits that he did. It literally is. I said this multiple times. This is the amps as they existed.
Mhm.
I didn't improve upon anything but the switching. Like how it switched between things, you know, with relays and things that were less archaic than what was originally done in 1982 or something.
Right.
I wanted to keep it. Can you take that circuit and improve upon it? Yeah, you can. Sure, you can. But that wasn't the point. The point was to do the traditional, what was traditionally done.
And it sounds killer.
And everyone likes it. Yeah, everyone pretty unanimously. I get all the time. Everyone's like, "Man, I just got it. It's amazing." I'm like, "Okay, cool,
Yeah.
awesome." You know, it is what it was at that time. You know what I mean? Like,
That's awesome. One last question from Joshua. Can you walk us through the effects you were using on Sleeping Beauty and Brenna?
Brenya. Okay, Sleeping Beauty. There, I'm using the Phase 90 in that, and that is coming from the MPX G2 Lexicon for sure. The delays would be all those delays for those guitars are going to be in post. So it was Sound Toys pitch blender. That was my main delay for the first 3 records. That's still when I was using TDM hardware with Logic as a DAW and using TDM hardware. They make Echo Boy now with Sound Tools, makes it, their plugins, which is close, but it's not quite exactly the same. You have to work to get it to where that thing was. So that's my delay, which is modulated. I always modulate the delay sound, right? So I put an LFO moving pretty slow, bent moderately amount. So, and then roll off. I kind of band past the delays. So there's definitely a phaser in Sleeping Beauty. There's a phaser part, like when I'm playing underneath that's mostly what it is. The Troy is playing the guitar solo in Sleeping Beauty and in Thinking of You. Those are 2 parts he played, and it was like Sleeping Beauty solo is it's a God, what's the flanger pedal? ADA, the ADA flanger, yeah, ADA flanger pedal, and a harmony. I think it was from the Vortex, from the Lexicon Vortex, which is a really interesting piece. It was a single rack space analog sound that you really could never get back the same sound twice. That one, and then Brenya was clean guitar, probably into the naked channel, rolled down on the neck pickup. So a lot of times I would play clean like that in the studio, with again the pitch blender for my delays, and then wide open at the end here for the dirt. Brenya is one of my favorite songs to play live. Magdalena and Brenya are 2 of my top 5 songs to play live.
awesome.
So what's next for you? You got these festivals coming up?
Yeah, writing new stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in writing mode. So but now switching to getting this together, ready to start doing some rehearsals, and gonna peel Josh Freese back now that he's been out of the Foo Fighters, back in our band, and now
back into 9 Inch Nails.
And he is playing a show at the Forum on the 19th of September, and we play Louisville on the 20th.
Oh wow!
So we're flying.
Is he gonna fly?
Yeah, we're early morning.
Geez.
Early morning. Yeah.
So he's still playing with you guys.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. but it's going to be tricky.
Well, it's the proper drummer. It's the original drummer.
Yeah,
That's
it should
the
be.
way
I
it
was,
needs.
I was,
needs
I
to
was
be,
hoping
you
that
know,
would be
like,
the case. Yeah.
Yeah, we had Gunnar, who plays with Pussifer. Gunnar also just played it filled in for Josh at the end of last year's tour. Gunnar was great too. I mean, Josh is our drummer, but
yeah, of course.
I was really pleasantly surprised that Gunnar really nailed it. Yeah, totally. So
Yeah, I mean, it must be hard, going from Josh to someone else.
yeah, for sure.
I
mean, I probably watched it the most. It's like
I had to laugh after hanging out at your house and talking to Josh for a long time. The Foo Fighter thing, the drummer swap.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, I laughed my ass off when I saw that in social media. I'm like going, really?
It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I still don't even know the details of that because Josh has been underwater, learning these songs. And it's just,
Yeah, sure.
So yeah,
that's similar to a friend of mine who got called at the last minute to do the fill in for the Goo Goo Dolls and Sammy Bowler, and he was like 24-hour period. He had to learn a set and go play the show.
Yeah.
Of course, he didn't know the set entirely, but he
for being a drummer.
No, he was a guitar player.
That's hard. I mean, being a drummer.
Yeah. And he did it. Didn't know it entirely, but he made it work.
Yeah.
But then that's rough. I mean, like going in blind.
24 hours? Jeez.
Blind.
That's rough.
Utter blind.
Yeah.
Here's a YouTube video of the set.
I'm gonna start to wind down here. I think I gotta tap out.
No problem. We're done. Yeah, we just got this. Did you have anything to do with the Underworld soundtrack?
Danny Lohner did some remixes, or remixed The Outsider. I know that. It might have been more than one, but yeah. So Danny did that, took our song, remixed it, and did another version. And I think it's just him taking our tracks and redoing it on that.
Yeah,
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I want to thank you so much, Billy, for coming on the show. It's amazing to get to know you, and you make amazing music, fantastic artist. So pleasure to meet you. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, we're gonna hang up. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll be back in a few weeks. Take care.
Cool.
All right.
Night.
Bye. Hang on.